Hey everybody. Uh Today we're doing a watch along of the final act of Queen of Hearts, Act 5. He also put a 4-hour movie. He turned it into like a 4-hour movie, and you can watch it all at once if you want. If you go to the Annie Blackburn channel, you can find it there. So let's just get right into this. Okay, let me see if I can remember how to do this. Hey Gypsy, how you doing? Oh, I've forgotten everything now. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Share screen. Okay. Hey Bud Files, how you doing? Bear with me, I'm just trying to remember how to do this. Oops. Okay. Let me see. Did that work? No. Uh-oh. I don't remember how to do this. Oh, wait. I figured it out. Yay. Let me see. I like it like that. Hey Mike, how you doing? Hey Grissy Crops, how you doing? Okay guys, let's just get started on this. We'll start watching it right away. And here we go.
Annie, look at me.
Dale?
Yes, it's me. You need to get help. Tell them where I am.
Aloha.
But you're out.
No, that's not me. That's Bob playing inside another part of me.
You're still good.
This is basically picking up
He's
right
still
where the
me.
last act left
Please
off.
go get help. Tell them I'm stuck in here.
Also, I put a link in the description if you guys want to watch along on your own
Right,
computer.
Annie.
So
Deliver
you
the
can check
message.
that out if you want.
Go!
Run, Annie, run. I absolutely love this part. I seem to be having a low signal, so I'm hoping it's not messing anything up. Darn it. I'm trying to run the least stuff on my computer as possible, but other people in my house might be watching stuff on their computer, so hope it's not too bad, guys. It does, Gypsy. I mean, he really has a good eye. He really does.
Okay,
I like
I'm
the way
here.
he shoots things. And the girl playing Annie is so good. I mean,
Whoever you are, I'm
she's
ready.
just fantastic.
Come on, take me.
And she gives Annie such strength.
Come on, take me. Take me.
Is it running okay? I hope so. Annie's traveling to the White Lodge. I love that. I love how the shoes get left back behind, just like Cooper's shoes when he goes through the outlet in season 3.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who the bloody hell are all you people?
Annie.
All I have to say right now is that I could have never, ever in a million years predicted the way that Cameron was going to take this, the direction that he was going to go with this. It especially this
Annie?
act. It really
you
blows
there?
my mind.
If you can't see me, just listen to the sound of my voice. I know right now you must be scared. You don't know where you are or when you are. But just know that I am right here with you. I will not abandon you in the darkness. Not now, not ever. Lord knows we've been through too much as it is. Annie, don't be afraid. We're gonna get you back. Just as soon as you can deliver the goods. Tell the truth, I volunteered, but they all thought Laura would freak out if I appeared in her bed. I of course explained she had a lot of boys in her bed, so what is one more? Big man did not seem so amused. But what about you?
I'm
Did I
amused.
achieve at least half a smile on that face of yours?
Yes. I am smiling.
Annie,
That's
I
funny.
need you to stay focused, honey. I need you to stay with me. And just never forget that you are not alone. So you hang in there. You are helping to save us all.
I loved that. This is where things get really tricky, guys. Act 5 is trippy. Hey, Gypsy, if you're still in here, is it coming through okay? I mean, the screen looks right and the sound's right and everything. I just want to make sure that I'm not showing the wrong screen.
Annie?
I love this music. Reminds me of Audrey, where she says, "Isn't it just too dreamy?" Oh, good. Awesome. Twin Peaks thumbs up. Oh, this is so fantastic, guys. Look at this recreation.
My name is Annie. I've been with Dale and Laura. The good Dale is in the lodge and he can't leave. Write it in your diary.
That is absolutely perfect. Bravo. That was awesome. That was a great recreation. I really love that part. And this girl playing Laura, she looks so much like her. It is amazing. It did. Didn't that fog look good? I thought that looked awesome. And the sound here is so good in this section. White horse. Now this right here, this is the same place where, what did he say it was? Vertigo, I think is the one. Vertigo was filmed there in the part where she falls, I think. I can't be for sure on that. I'd have to go back and rewatch Cameron's commentary, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Hey Monkey, how you doing? This is a fan film called Queen of Hearts, Twin Peaks fan film. And this is the 5th act of it. If you want to watch along, I put a link in the description. I also put a link in the description for the entire 4-hour film, because he did put it up as one entire 4-hour film. And I'm in Act 4. So right now, Annie is basically time traveling, which I think is amazing. That's an amazing plot point. Are you a Twin Peaks fan, the monkey?
Annie?
I'm not, you can't see me, you can only hear me. I'm just a voice in the lodge. And it's disguised because I'm a pixie in the Black Lodge. But it is me, and I'm in there. And if Cameron makes a sequel, maybe my part will be bigger.
Who are you? You look familiar. Do I know you?
Hello, Laura. I'm Annie.
What are you doing in my house?
I came to see you. Give you a message.
What is it?
I already told you. When you're older.
Is it about Bob?
Partly.
You can't save everyone. Some of us have to go through the pain, Annie.
I love that line.
I'll remember that.
To have a little Laura say something so profound was genius. That was genius
That's my
writing.
Mom. I have to go to school now. But come back and see me again, okay? We can talk.
I love that. Yes, I thought the agent should have said yes to her, even if his wife in real life said no. Yeah. Uh-oh, there she heads up through the fan again. Keep in mind, guys, when the act is all finished, I will be going through the chat, answering questions, responding to comments.
Oh my God.
So,
Annie, what did you do?
bear with me if I miss a comment here and there.
Hang in there, honey. Okay, sweetie, don't worry. Norma's here. Norma's here. We need to get you to the hospital. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. And up.
Poor Norma. I just feel so bad for her because she's got to go through so much pain.
How you holding up?
And as
Some slight wear and tear,
Laura's saying, some of us have to go through the
Still fit for
pain.
duty.
Well,
Glad to
Norma
hear
goes
it.
through an
And the
extreme
heart?
amount of pain. Oh, look, there's
afraid
Cameron.
that wound is
There's
meant to
Cameron
be
doing his David Lynch.
As much time as it needs. That's why I'm sending you out west for a little while. Oh? Sunny California, Coop, San Francisco, Oakland, the whole Bay Area. It's absolutely beautiful. You're going to love it. And it will help you clear your head of this drama.
Oh my gosh, I'm delighted by this whole little cameo he does.
I understand.
Cameo. Ha ha. Sorry. Cheesy jokes. That's what you're going to get here on my channel. Cheesy jokes. Hey, Scott Matthews, how you doing? We're just catching up here on the last act of Queen of Hearts. I made a promise to Cameron long ago, and I got sick, so I had to put it off for a while. But I'm better, so I'm back. so tragic to see this part, knowing that Caroline has been killed, and he's kind of just reliving this little moment in his head.
Better. Thank you.
I love the romance between Cooper and Caroline, but I really love the romance between Annie and Dean as well.
I love you, Dale Cooper. I've loved you since the first day we met.
Aww.
Caroline, do you really think it's wise to...
Good acting, too. Well, thank you, Scott Matthews. I really appreciate that, because I honestly don't look at myself in the mirror and think I look the same. I feel like if I lose about 5 more pounds, then I'll feel better. But at least right now, I know that the jeans I'm wearing are way too loose on me. So at least I know I'm going down now. It's a good sign. Dean was a kind soul, and I really like his character, and it's refreshing to have somebody like him in something with so much pain. And you knew beforehand you were going to see a lot of pain. It was
what
nice
happened was
to
not
have that little
entirely
surprise.
your fault.
Oops.
Keep telling yourself that, and perhaps one day, if you're lucky, you'll believe it too. What's it say?
Until next time. Wyndham would say that after each game.
Did he? Well, this game is going to end right now. No longer will the carriage be pulling the horse around here. Now it's my turn to make a move by ensuring that Wyndham Earl stays in that mental health facility for good.
Thank you, Gordon.
Bravo, Cameron! I loved it. It was awesome. I gotta say too, the music in every single act has been top notch. Top notch. After watching this the other day, because the other day I watched the full 4-hour film, and this got stuck in my head for like 3 days after. So I just love the music in it.
Somebody's crying.
It is hard, Scott. It is. It's not easy. I started eating stupid stuff like McDonald's and stuff again because I got bored. I've given up on the McDonald's now, but man, it's difficult. What happened to the what girl? Kitty girl? Can you retype that so I can figure that out?
I know when somebody's lying.
Chris Isaac. Wow. I love his voice. Aww.
I know that somebody's lying. I know that
That's Diane, if anybody's wondering.
Give me a sign and let me know we're through. If you don't love me like I love you, but if you cry at night the way I do, I know that somebody's lying.
Oh, what happened to Annie with the nosebleed? She's being taken to the hospital. Now the nosebleed, I'm not really sure. I think that's an effect from traveling through the Black Lodge and the White Lodge, because it happened to her in the Black Lodge. But because it jumps around in time, I have a little bit of a hard time following along with this part and trying to figure out exactly what time frame everything's happening in. Like she was laying there in her bed in the dress her dad gave her with the bloody nose as if she'd been in the Black Lodge. So I don't know what year this is. And that's very fitting. What caused it was something in the Black Lodge. I don't know if it was her contact with Caroline or... I can't quite remember. Wow, Madison had to run through these rocks barefoot. That is amazing. And she probably had to do it more than once. And I can tell you from experience, running around in the woods with movies on is not a fun time. My guess is that this time frame right here is right after the dance, or well, she didn't go to a dance. It was supposed to be a Christmas party. Right after the Christmas party incident where she was supposed to go with her boyfriend and they didn't go, and then the thing happened with her dad. I'm guessing that that's this time frame right here, but I can't be for sure. Also, she knows what had happened in the Black Lodge at this time. So that makes me think it has something to do with her time traveling.
I'm sorry, forgive me. Here. Don't let me go. Let me go. I need to calm down. You're gonna be okay with me. I'm sorry.
Norma!
Harry! Over here!
Where's your car? What's going on?
That jacket. That's perfect. So my guess is like this time frame right here might be like 85, 84, somewhere between 84 and 86, I'm guessing. Because this is before Laura was kidnapped or anything like that, I think. Yeah, I didn't gain that much. I mean, I gained about 15, maybe.
What happened?
Top 20, but I lost about 10 of that already. So, but it's really not because of. I don't think it's because of the lockdown, because I spend a lot of time at home anyway. I think it was just for me, just the boredom of eating the same kind of food all the time.
My name is Annie.
But I have to. Otherwise, I get sick. I'm finding that out the hard way.
The good Dale is in the lodge and he can't leave. Write it in your diary.
Now, I don't know, for those of you that have seen season 3, this is a recreation of a scene in season 3. So it bridges it and connects it. And I like that. And it lets us know how the ring disappears from Annie's possession.
Oh, excuse me. No problem. It's okay.
Cameron being able to get these hospital rooms to do these in was definitely a help when it comes to the setting and the immersion. I like that a lot. the fact that he was able to make this over the COVID thing too is absolutely amazing. There's Ed.
Harry said he wasn't going to call you.
Well, it wouldn't be Harry if he didn't. I'm so sorry, honey.
Don't feel sorry for me. I'm the one who failed her, Ed.
You didn't.
Sure feels like I did. Look at her.
Poor Norma.
I'm fine.
Annie, I'm here. Ed, go get the doctor. Annie, I'm here. I'm here. What happened? She just came to all of a sudden.
Well, these things can happen from time to time. She may be responding to some sort of auditory hallucination.
For a second, it seemed like she was back.
Well, now she doesn't.
Now she's the tulpa, so I get confused. I'm
What did
really
she say to you?
confused about how that gets the switcheroo
She
happens and what the timeline is. But I suppose you're supposed to be confused.
Miss Jennings, I can assure you she will be very well taken care of here.
I see that,
Daily
Scott Matthews.
supervision, attention to her needs, you name it.
What else?
Well,
Like I
someone will
said,
come in
when
and
this
read
is all
her
done,
daily.
I'll address
I'll play
comments
music
and
for her.
questions and stuff
She'll
like
have
that. We'll do a
therapeutic
little
massage
question and
sessions twice a
answer
week.
thing.
And meals?
Well, as you know, she's still not taking food
Sean!
independently. So one of our
How you
highly
doing,
trained
bud?
nurses will feed her 3 times a day, help with any bathroom needs, and of course, we'll keep you up to date on any upcoming
That dress
changes
is
to
so
her menu
pretty.
choices, so that you can make an informed decision about her diet. I understand you run a diner in Twin Peaks.
The double R.
Oh, you have great pies there.
Thank you. I also have great customers. I wouldn't even be able to afford this facility if it wasn't for them raising the money to help Annie come here.
Your sister must be a very special woman.
Yes, she is.
I only started this about 10, 15 minutes ago, so.
Do you really think she'll
And
be
I'm
happy
guessing
here?
you've already seen this,
Of
right?
course, she'll be part of our family now, too. Would you like to come to my office and finish up the paperwork?
Could I say goodbye to her first?
Oh, by all means, you take your time. I'll meet you there.
This is where this lady gets to do a monologue, and it is beautiful, and she does such a good job.
Okay, I'm gonna go now, but I'll be back.
Oh gosh. No, I don't, Sean. I do not. I do not love them.
These nice people
I hate
here
them.
will help take
I
care
hate
of
them
you in
big
the
time.
meantime.
Those things have ruined my favorite
I
show.
wish I could do it myself,
That's all I'm saying.
but I can't do everything.
See the horse
I
in the
hope you don't
background?
hate me.
I love all the horse imagery.
I only pray that you can hear me right now. It hasn't always been easy for me sharing Dad with you. For a long time, I was terribly jealous that you got to see him at the end of each day. Whereas in my house, he was becoming like a distant dream to my mom and I. But when he died, and your mom remarried, knowing you were going through such hardships.
Not yet, Sean. I plan to though. I actually had a little
Sometimes
incident
I
that happened
wanted to
today.
come over and give you
I
a
will tell you
hug
guys
and
about it when this is
tell
all
you
over.
everything
But
is gonna
I went
be
to the
okay.
theater today and had quite the disappointment, and I'll explain that to
just
you guys
didn't
when
know
this is
how.
finished.
I guess I was still mad at myself for ignoring you for so long and being stupid and selfish when you were first brought into my life. I was ashamed. But not anymore.
It's no big deal. I mean, what happened today, they're making up for it, but it's just I went to the theater and was very disappointed today. So
You know, You're the last
No, it
crew
wasn't
member.
stale
You have a
popcorn. The
father.
popcorn was great, and I actually got to take a whole bunch home with me. But they were. I went there to see something specific, and
want you to know
They weren't able to play it.
that I care
So
about you
I
with
was very
all my
upset.
heart.
I do get to go back
And I am
Wednesday night
so
and see
sorry
it
if I
though,
did
but
anything to help contribute to where
it's
you
something
are now.
special, and I'll tell you guys.
I only
Like I
want what's
said, when
best
this is
for you.
finished.
And I just can't do that by myself. Try as I might.
Yes, Mandela effects hijack the screen every time the
darling.
Mandela effects are on the screen,
You only say, I'm fine. You
making
think
me not
others
want to
don't
watch
care
the
to hear
screen.
you, so you try to hurry them along.
It's quite
You
alienating.
can't pull your big sister, though. Try as you might. If you can hear me, just know that I'm here, Annie, and I always will be. So when you're ready,
There were definitely no kids in the theater today, Scott. It was a horror
I'd very
movie.
much like to spend some time with my sister again.
Everybody in there was pretty angry, though.
Okay, sweetheart. I'll see you soon. Promise. I love you, Annie.
Poor Norma. I'm starting to wonder if there's two timelines and he split the timelines, because in another timeline, Norma knows she's not in this state and they're actually together and she's with Ed. So I don't know. I haven't got it all figured out yet, guys, and that's a good sign.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I like this because it's showing the passage of time, and he's using clothing to tell a story.
I'm fine.
And I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Also, it ties back into the song that she sings in the very beginning, Fading.
I'm fine.
Because she sings, my life is fading, fading so slowly. I don't know why.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Friends, so you know it's 94.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I used to have a dress that had that print.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, I know about that theory, Sean. I sometimes I wonder if that was just his dream as well, but I kind of prefer to believe it was real, just because I always wanted to see them together. It could be a sad dream, though. It really could be. Look, Dunder Mifflin.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
She gets to wear some cute
fine.
stuff.
I'm fine. 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 I'm fine.
Curious why he showed the horse when she said I'm fine in that one spot. Is this the timeline breaking? Did my character get ducked into the chair? No. My character is a pixie in the Black Lodge.
Annie. Hi. Hi.
Excuse me.
Shelley.
That's
This is
not
my
me.
sister, Annie.
Hi, Annie. Welcome.
That's
Tell me
Madison
all about
Bates.
you.
I wish I would have played Annie. I'm a little too old to play
All
Annie.
about me.
Hey, Linda, how you doing? It's been a while.
Dark Gamer, it's not exactly a character reference.
So
We're just
how did
finishing
you
up
and Mom
the
get along?
watch along of Queen of Hearts.
Well, we can talk about her. We can feel good about things. I vote for Plan B.
Me too. I'm so
Hello,
glad you're
Johnny.
here.
How are you today?
It's a little strange. The real world. Little things like I'd almost forgotten how to use money. Close thing we had in a convent was bingo chips. No charity, Norma. Promise.
Don't worry. I'm gonna work you till you drop.
See, now this is clearly during the time frame of the TV show.
Compelling.
Oh my gosh, that guy, playing Garland is so good. I don't know. I doubt it. That would be nice if we could, though, huh? This is her changing moment. This is like her when Cooper turns around and grabs
Can I get
Laura's
you something to
hand and
drink?
pulls her out of the situation
Yes, I'd
moment.
like
This is
a-
hers.
Cup of deep black Joe, please.
Coming right up.
You must be Norma's sister.
I'm Annie. How'd you know?
Dale Cooper, local law enforcement.
Must keep you pretty busy.
It sure does. Are you staying in town for a while?
Yeah, I might be here quite a while.
It's happened to me.
Looks like it's grown on you.
It has a way of doing that.
I want to live at the Double R Diner.
I made it a little strong.
Okay.
You mean Alan Wake? Yeah. That's literally one of my favorite games, and I've been playing the remaster lately. I love it.
Wyndham Earl, you are under arrest. What's going on?
The fireman is
have the
watching
right to
everything go
remain
down.
silent.
I love this.
This is ridiculous.
This prevents her from getting kidnapped in the first place, though. So it makes me, it kind of gives me a conundrum. I'm like, how's it going to go now? Alan Wake 2 is coming soon, and I am stoked for
Annie,
it. But I also found
I have
out
no
that you
idea
need a
who you are,
PlayStation 5 to get it,
but I could
because I don't
definitely
think they're
feel
going
you're
to
someone
release
amazing.
that on PlayStation 4. So I'm going to be on the lookout for a PlayStation 5 here
How
pretty
did you
soon.
know?
Especially
anyways.
because I also found out that they are rebooting Silent Hill. And they're going to
Your
remake
intuition,
them.
I
And
suppose.
I'm very, I mean, I don't care if they remake 2 or 3
Somehow
because I
think
love the
there's more
original
going
games,
on
but
than that.
I'd like to play 1. You know, I never did get a
Look, I
chance
know
to
this
play
is
the
rather
original
impulsive on
Silent
my
Hill,
part.
so that'd be cool.
But I'd really like to get to know you.
Is that so?
Yes, very much.
What'd you have in mind?
It's fine. I'm finding myself at a loss of words here.
Well, why don't we go for a nice nature study this afternoon?
Nature study.
If he ever
Sure.
does a sequel, Monkey,
What
I'll
time is
be
good for you?
down for that. That's for sure.
How about you meet me right here? 4 o'clock sharp?
Okay, Annie. Let's see you.
Pay me enough to get that PS5.
Yes?
Your coffee.
Well, I have been getting paid for some of the voiceovers I've been doing, so maybe I can save up enough money doing voiceovers for that.
Made it just right, Annie.
Oh, I love that we get to see the little ducks.
He used to swim here every summer. 2 or 3 times a week.
Then I made a good choice. It's beautiful.
I always felt closer to nature than I did to people.
Why?
I never had many friends. Norma was always Miss Popularity. She was always moving towards the world, and I was always moving away from it.
Yeah, Sean, that ring belonged to
had
Cooper's
nothing.
mother.
That's not a bad neighborhood.
There are some pretty strange neighbors.
Many boyfriends?
This isn't going to go exactly the way it went in the show, guys.
Really?
Well, I had one.
High school.
Senior year.
Have anything to do with why you went into the convent?
You have an idea for a fan film? Tell me about it.
I'm sorry, do you mind if we don't talk about it?
Not at all. We can talk about whatever you'd like.
I want to come back to the world. I was so frightened.
Nico, if you're watching this, I really love your acting job. I mean, I'm convinced you're Cooper. It's absolutely fantastic.
It makes it stronger.
So I had to face it. I had to face myself, and I had to do it here. Where everything went so wrong.
Annie, I know how hopeless things can seem. I know about the dark tunnel you can fall into. Something similar happened to me.
Me too.
Made me want to disappear from the world.
Me too.
Because of that, maybe I can help. Okay, Annie Blackburn. This is getting bizarre even for me. Who are you really?
An old friend.
How? I mean, we just met.
Not quite.
A Lost Highway sequel?
Dale,
I would like that.
I know what I'm about to say to you might sound strange.
I don't know how you could make
but
it
I'm
a
asking
sequel,
you to take
though.
a leap of faith with me.
Just have another
Word.
person have a similar
We used to
incident
date.
happen to them?
Right here, even.
Because doesn't Fred
Mostly
get
the same
electrocuted in
conversations,
the end?
but
You
it was
know?
on a whole other
I always kind of
plane of
thought that's what that was his electrocution.
Back
He was
there,
just
kept
still in
secrets
his
from me. You never told me about
imagined
Wyndham Earl or
world.
Caroline. Probably because you didn't want to burden our new relationship with so much drama. But because of that, my guard was down. And Wyndham was able to kidnap me and pull me into the Black Lodge. You then came in after us. But you ended up getting stuck there for many years. Because of this, Major Briggs sent me back in time to deliver a message to Laura, and I've been pretty much bouncing around time ever since. Until today.
What changed?
I don't know what you did back there, but you caused a rift so big it created this timeline.
So it is a different timeline.
And luckily I still remember who I am and why I'm here.
I did this?
Yeah.
No, because I don't have an
But
Instagram.
it's all true.
Annie, I'm sorry for all the things I did to you.
Thank you, Dale. It's been hard at times, but I do have to say, it's been a real pleasure watching over you.
Watching over me.
I didn't have a very good experience with
When?
Instagram, so
Think
I had to close it pretty much 2 days after I opened it. My own fault. I was too open. Had a creeper, so I closed it. I have a Twitter account. You can message me on Twitter. That's where I like to call Twitter my office because that's where I do all my collab stuff. I don't do a lot of social media. Okay, I don't know if you guys caught on to what's happening here, but she's sitting with the little Cooper. And Cooper earlier in another act told Caroline a story about a girl that came up and sat with him while he ate lunch and made him feel like the most important person in the world. I'm stuttering now. So this is that moment that he was telling Caroline about. And it turns out that that person was Annie, which I love that. That was a great little loop.
What's your name?
My name is Annie.
Yeah, Gypsy, it sucks, but you know who.
You're Annie?
In the flesh
I
and blood.
literally opened an Instagram and with like the very next morning got a prank call. So
Probably to some other moment in time.
and I happen to know that's the reason why, because I accidentally left my
Someone had to
phone
check
number
on me
exposed.
after your mother passed away.
You did that for me?
I was not happy with myself
I
for
requested
making that humongous mistake. That was a
Besides,
huge mistake.
I had to make sure you're still being a good boy.
What is my office Twitter? It's Jamie Hart on Twitter.
Requested it by whom?
Actually, no, it's
Well, I don't know if I am
JamieKisses@twitter.com.
For many years, I was an agent of the White Lodge.
Really?
Yeah. Just running around space and time, putting out any little fires that arose.
I love that
Sounds
little
like
line
my
there,
life.
putting out any little fires that
It's going
arose.
to be yours someday, too. Now listen, Dale. Even though this is an alternate timeline, there are still a few things that need to happen for everything to move forward. Now, I helped you take care of the Wyndham problem, so he's no longer a threat.
he scared me,
But
and
you still
I
need to
don't.
willingly go into the Black Lodge.
He scared me,
Why?
and what I
Yeah.
haven't told anybody is that he actually moved closer to me after all that
For how
happened.
long?
So that freaked me out even worse.
Until it's time.
And if he thinks I don't know where he is, I do.
Glastonbury Grove. Get someone from the sheriff's station to show you. That's where the gateway is. Your boss, Gordon Cole, will also be arriving in town tomorrow. I suggest you take him and Major Briggs and start formulating a plan. There's a battle coming. It's not going to be pretty. This way you'll be prepared. Plus, maybe this distraction may help.
It was neither Scott. It was
Shelley as well.
Basically, the person called just to hear if it was me and then
I
hung
would also
up.
bring Diane in on this if I were
But
you.
they also at the same morning called
Would
my
you make
brother-in-law
late tonight?
and my mother-in-law again.
You belong
So
together.
every time he has
What about us?
victimized me in that way,
I thought
almost
we were
every
dating.
time he has called them too, which
Yeah.
bothers me. Leave my family alone.
What feels right in the moment probably isn't what's best for the long run. Just know that I care about you deeply. I will always consider you a friend.
Well, friendship is the basis of any lasting relationship.
So basically what's happening here,
Amen
guys,
to
is that
that.
she's basically breaking up with him because she realizes,
Hey, I have a
that
question.
she can't
Shoot.
get over the bad
Exactly.
Cooper, the bad
He
side
was
of
zipping
him.
around in time.
So
Why didn't you stop me from getting
she's
shot?
breaking up with him.
Oh. Well, I thought about it, but then how else are you going to meet the giant? You'll soon know him by another name, though.
I love how much strength she has
Hey, wait.
gained in the entire process of this
Yes.
this movie.
Thank you
She's inspired me.
for everything.
And I never really cared
You're a
about
good
Annie
man,
as a
Agent
character
Cooper.
when the show aired. Really, I didn't
I'll
at
never
all.
forget that.
I never even consider her like a
I
major
won't.
character. So for Cameron to take this character and do what he's done with it has changed my opinion
Diane,
about
it's March
Annie
21st, 4:30 p.m.
extremely.
I think we need to talk as soon as possible.
And Cameron seems to understand like framing so well. He frames everything almost as if it's a painting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And as a amateur photographer, I feel like I understand that kind of stuff. So I really like the way he lines up shots a lot. Yeah, the only character you cared about was all I ever cared about was Audrey. I loved Audrey. And Dale, of course. Actually, I cared about all the characters, but not Annie because I just didn't see her as important. And I also was like offended by the fact that, you know, it was kind of, I wanted Cooper and Audrey, as sick as that is, I wanted Cooper and Audrey to have a relationship. I didn't care about age because it was a TV show. Who cares, right? But, you know, apparently people did care. I just didn't. Guess where she's going, guys? Yes, I love how they play Laura's theme here.
Hello? Can I help you?
Hi. Come here.
Do I know you?
You will.
Somehow I believe you. I've been trying my best to learn how to trust my instincts.
What are they saying?
Trust.
Yay! Yay!
My name is Annie.
Dean. What?
That's how you wrap up a love story, guys. Love that. Oh, I love it. When I first saw this, I thought this was going to be the end. I was not expecting anything to come up except the credits here. So imagine my surprise when all of a sudden...
I hadn't heard that.
Tell me more about this.
You can't end Twin Peaks like that. You have to end it on an unexpected note.
Shelley's been a big help.
Of course she has. Yeah, she's so sweet.
We miss you at the diner. You're always welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you. But I would probably be a disaster.
I disagree. Are we done with this?
Yeah, I don't think I can eat another bite.
Well, that's too bad, because I brought home what could be the best pie the Double R Diner has ever made.
I want some.
Well, maybe I can find some room.
Is it pumpkin?
And I can take your plate.
You're on your feet all day, sweetheart. Let me help you.
Oh, well, you won't hear me telling you no.
See, I love it. I love that in this timeline they're together. That is so awesome.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think that 25 years passed while this happened.
Want some company?
But I don't know. I don't know because even at the end of season 3, Cooper says, "What year is this?" Well, what year is it? We don't know. That dress. Wow. Can I have that? I want it. I'm sure Madison took that dress home because that dress is absolutely lovely, gorgeous, killer. Love it. And I have the perfect pair of shoes to go with that dress. Laura scream. And the lights go out. And then I thought it was going to end here. But it doesn't.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Changing the past does
fine.
come at a price. You're right.
What the heck was that? I don't know. Maybe someone hit a power line or something. Well, come on in then. The men are going to start a fire. It is freezing out here. I'll be there soon.
Butterfly effect, yeah. Just like I'm learning about in every single one of those horror anthology games I play. Every time I make the wrong choice and somebody ends up dying, I get so irate. There's been so many times I wanted to throw the controller at the TV. Yes, monkey? It won't let you send me a message. Why? That shouldn't be unless I've blocked you. Let me check on it later and see. I don't know. Maybe I have it locked down. I don't think so though, because pretty much everybody else that I've told to message me there has been able to. Huh. Let me check into it and see if I can figure it out. Just gonna have to wait until after this. That would be funny, Sean. Talking about sweet butter chicken. Walking by the cafe, double R. I do think it's weird that you can't message me on there, Monkey, because I'm pretty sure I've gotten messages from other people. It seems strange to me. I mean, Dead Pit was able to message me. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. What is my favorite October film? Trick or Treat, Halloween, Donnie Darko, I don't know for sure. I'm sure there's others, but those would be my top ones. I watch Trick or Treat every year. I watch Donnie Darko every year. I watch Friday the 13th. But I watch that, like, Friday the 13th movies. I watch them, like, all year round, so.
Annie?
But Halloween.
Laura? Dale?
I love The Lost Boys.
What are you
I was just
doing
watching
here?
a documentary about The Lost Boys, and it was really good. You see where she is, guys? She shows up right where Laura
Hey,
and
is Annie
Cooper
there?
are at the end
she
of
in
season
place?
3.
Yeah, she just got here.
Good. Because I need you all to be ready. We're about to hit the next wave. I'm holding on the fort over here.
And where is Freddie speaking from? From Pure Air. Look at that. That's like some superhero stuff. I love it. Cameron, if you make a sequel, you better make me a large entity that fights evil. I want to fight the evil.
All right, everyone. Let's go.
My name is Annie. I am now with Dale and Laura.
Yay! That was so good.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood.
This is Amanda Seyfried.
You sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want.
All right, guys.
Little Red Riding.
And that was the final act of Queen of Hearts, Twin Peaks fan film. If you liked it, go over to the Annie Blackburn channel and check out the whole thing. He's got a 4-hour cut that's fantastic. Yes, you have to take a pee in the middle, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed watching the whole 4-hour cut. And you can expect that in the future, I'll be bringing Cameron on here to do a question and answer with him. I have lots of questions for him about different things. So I'll be having him on eventually. 4 hours. Yeah, it's 4 hours long, but it's good. But see, that's the reason why though, Scott, I suggested to him, that I thought it was a good idea. If he put it out in parts. He was asking everybody, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should put it out all at once? And do you think I should put it out in parts? I was insistent that he do it in parts. And because I knew that doing it all at one time like that would probably be, maybe people might not want to watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? They might not get into it enough. If you do it in parts, you can end up hooking people. So I liked it. I liked it that way. I thought it worked out really well, and it gives you time in between to consider everything that you've seen. Okay, so let's go back up to the top and answer questions. Oh, you want to know the theater story? Okay. Today, I had been planning this for a whole week. I went to the theater to see The Thing on the big screen, because I've never seen The Thing on the big screen. When The Thing came out, I was 9, 10 years old. And at that time, I wasn't going to the theater to see major movies like that. Like, I saw Gremlins, maybe Ghostbusters, stuff like that. But I hadn't seen anything, like The Thing. I did finally see it at my house eventually. But I've never seen it on the big screen. So I went there. I get there early, got there about 12:30. The show was supposed to start at 1. They were only showing it once in the day. And we got our popcorn, we got our drinks, we got our candy. We went into the theater and we're sitting there. We sit there for almost 45 minutes before finally someone comes in and says, "Can you guys all come out to the lobby?" So I'm like, crap. And I turned to the people in there. There was about, 6 or 7 other people in the theater with us. And I said, I bet you anything it's these young kids. They don't know how to run this projector for this old movie. Because you know me, I have to make a joke out of everything. So I said that. And then we took off out to the lobby, and they start telling us that they didn't have the keys to be able to run the movie, which I don't know what that means because I don't work in a movie theater and I don't understand the ins and outs of how things work. But apparently they need a set of keys that were supposed to be left for them that were not. So they couldn't show the movie, even though they were showing all the others. And they gave us a few different options. One was to watch whatever movie we wanted for free right then with free concessions. But I was like, no, I don't really want to. I wanted to see The Thing. I could have gone to see Smile, but I might have had to wait a little, a few hours before I could get into another showing of that. And so I was like, I don't want to wait around here for like another 2 hours before I can get into another movie. So I opted to go to the Wednesday night showing at 7:00, which is apparently the only other showing they're going to do The Thing. I can tell you what, if I get to the theater on Wednesday night and they tell me they can't show it, I am going to have a conniption fit. My head will blow off because I was so excited to go see The Thing today. I've been talking about it for days. And so that's basically what happened. So I was really disappointed. So we ended up going to Spirit Halloween and doing a little shopping there. And I got myself a cute little flannel. It's orange and black and white. And on the back, it says, "Stay spooky." And it's got a little spider on the front, which I'm probably going to give a name. And I can't remember what I said I was going to name it anymore. I can't remember. I'll have to remember. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to go on Wednesday night now. I'm pretty upset that my whole day got, kind of ruined by that. But, what are you going to do? So, and I figured tonight we'll just throw some scary movies in and watch them on the couch and cuddle up under my new blankie, my Sam blankie back there. So that's probably what we'll end up doing instead. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm going to start answering the questions. Oh, you're welcome, Gypsy, for the wrench. I'm looking for people to mod my channel. I noticed I didn't have very many. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go through and mod a bunch of people. I hope you don't mind. It's past your bedtime. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep you up. It is. It's one of the best fan films I've ever seen. And I've watched quite a few. I've watched quite a few Halloween ones. I've watched the Friday the 13th ones. I watched other short films on here. And I think Cameron has a seriously good eye. And I love, like I said before, I love the way he frames everything. So I really enjoy his work. I hope he does more. Yes, you won't see me. You'll just hear me. I'm just a voice in the Black Lodge. But that means something to me. So. The agent should have said yes to her, even if his wife in real life said no. I'm confused about that comment. Speaking of David Lynch, Jamie, I would love him to adapt a comic book series called Fables. It's got a very Twin Peaks vibe, except with classic literature characters. That would be awesome. I think I've heard something about that before, too. Fables. I think that he'd be good at that. Yeah. Question is he going to want to? I don't know. I never know what that man really wants to do. He doesn't like it when you try to push him on things. So I don't know. He keeps on talking about the work train. So I'm confused. What's on the work train? What are they doing? What's this work train all about? Makes me wonder. I love that too. It's one of my favorite parts. I did too. I did too. I watched his as soon as he put it up, I watched that. When he does a Twin Peaks one, which he said he's going to do a whole Twin Peaks deserves its whole video, its own video. I'm definitely going to be watching that too. Cuz I like his take on that. Thank you. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like I look the same. I'm feeling like I'm looking a little old. So, I mean, especially if I look at my, self on camera like from 4 years ago or whatever. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm looking old. He was a very kind soul. I popped into coffee time for a few seconds today and saw something. People were talking about something being bricked up, and I was like, what the hell are they even talking about? But I didn't stay because I'm a little upset. With some people's return. The return. And there, I don't dislike people very often. I usually have a very high tolerance for people and their attitudes, their beliefs, but sometimes every once in a while I'll run into a person who I can't stomach. I cannot do it. I want to be mean to certain people. And this one brings that out of me. This person brings that out in me, and it's not good. It's not good. I want to be mean to him. I tried. I really did. I really tried. I tried so hard not to have these feelings, but the more he tries to take over, the more he tries to get everyone to confirm his insane beliefs about Mandela effects, the more I can't take it. I can't. I want to knock him down a peg. I don't like that when he's on with James, he doesn't let James have the last word of his own show. Literally, every time, go back and check. Go back and look. Every show he's on, he says the last word. Irritates me. Don't treat James with that kind of disrespect. That's disgusting. It makes you want to smack him. I don't like that at all. Anybody comes on my show and does that, I'm not going to be happy. If you're the host of the show, you get the last word. James likes to end his show by saying, "I'll see you in the trees." And then he has to go, "Okay." Nope. And the very first time he was on the show, he called it our show, as if he was immediately in there. I knew right then he was going to be a problem. And if he's watching this and you don't like it, I'm sorry. I tried. I did, but you're too crazy for me. I cannot believe in your insane Mandela effects, and it makes me livid. It makes me livid that you would rather believe these crazy, insane Mandela effects than believe that you might make a spelling mistake, or that your memory might be wrong. And it literally, he does not ever want to be wrong, which irritates me. And I'm so sorry that I just went off on a rant about that, but like, I've kept my mouth quiet about him all these months, and I haven't said a word, and I tried really, really hard to just accept him, and I can't. He spoils the show for me every time he's on. I just don't like it. I think everybody did. I think everybody gained a little weight during the lockdown. When you're home and you have nothing to do but watch TV and cook food, I mean, it's kind of how it goes. For me, it was me wanting to, I have a rebellious nature that I keep hidden a lot. And this rebellious nature of mine said, "Oh, COVID's out there? Oh, well, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not going to get COVID. So I went out and I bought all this, you know, fast food and taking a risk, constantly going out to eat, taking a risk, going to the store, taking as many risks as possible, just because I don't know. I don't really know why I do that. It's stupid. And I've been in the hospital twice just for the flu. So honestly, I should not flirt with danger like that. But there's a piece of me that just, I like to gamble. You know what? I'm taking these off because I don't need them anymore. So, that's much better. Now I don't feel like I have to yell. I never do any exercise. I mean, I hike. I do a lot of hiking when I can. And in the wintertime, it's really tough on me because there's nowhere to hike around here in the winter. But as much as I can hike, I do. If I can go, if the weather's nice, I will hike. That is my form of, that's my favorite form of exercise. I have a stationary bike downstairs. It's all right. I don't prefer it. He is good looking man. He is a good looking man. I answered that already, I think. Kept eating and drinking and stopped exercising. I'll get back though. I know it's so hard when you're home and you can't stay away from the kitchen, you know. It gives you every opportunity to go in the kitchen and make something to eat or snack on something you shouldn't, you know. I'm on the keto diet. This is the way I eat. I eat protein. I eat vegetables. I do not eat dairy, very little dairy. I will eat cheese every once in a while. No milk, no cereal. I'm trying to stay away from bread, even though every once in a while I do give in and get a burger because I do have a love of burgers. So every once in a while I do break down and eat a burger. But that shouldn't be so bad if it's only once in a while. So I only do that once in a while. But yeah, so I'm excited that to get back into I stopped eating that way for a while, like I said, because of the COVID thing, and I was being rebellious. But now that I'm back into things, they adjusted my medication. I'm starting to feel better. I'm on a vitamin D supplement. I need to get on a B12, and I also need to get on a potassium supplement. There is one strange thing going on with me. My blood has too much calcium in it, which is strange, and I shudder to think why. But I do have to get another blood test. They wanted to check it out again to make sure it wasn't my multivitamin causing it. So I don't know. But right now I'm on the keto diet again, and I swear to God, I feel better when I eat that way. So. Yeah. It's funny when I think back, I kind of ate keto in my childhood and didn't really realize it. I just naturally ate that way. So I guess I stopped listening to my body because peer pressure. Jade gives 2 rides. She sure does. Oh, I missed what all that's about. Okay. Trying to find something to click on here. I did not. I wasn't even there. Yeah, I think he used a good chunk of the budget on the music because it's top notch. and it's been the best part for me. I am curious, like every time a scene changes, what's he going to put in there now? What song's it going to be? And they're always so relevant. I can't imagine how he picked them all out, you know? Who's my favorite Twin Peaks character? Did I answer that already? Who did I say? Who did I say? I don't even remember. I love all of them. I don't know. I didn't say Lucy. I know that because I thought about that after, and I was like, oh, I really like Lucy a lot. I can't even remember who I said. See, guys, that's what my disease does to my brain. It's brain fog. I don't remember what I said 15 minutes ago, but I can remember like what happened to me 30 years ago in detail, which is strange. Yes, it is, and I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to have to get a PlayStation 5 because, I mean, I could be wrong. It might be just that they haven't announced that they're going to put it on PlayStation 4. But when I looked it up, it said only for PlayStation 5 and Xbox S1 or whatever the Xbox is. Because I don't have Xbox. Alex does. All right, I'm gonna go down the bottom and work my way because I've lost my bearings now, guys, and I don't want to be silent for too long because dead air is bad air. Okay. I loved Bob too. I loved Bob. Even though he was an evil bastard. And I don't like Leland. Because, I mean, you could go ahead and say Leland is a victim just as much as Laura. And we don't really know for sure. But I don't know. For me, in my opinion, in order for Bob to have gotten into Leland in the first place, Leland had to have had some kind of serious flaw. I think the reason he couldn't get into Laura is because Laura was stronger in mind and stronger in, she actually did have a good in her, which is, she had the bad side. And I know she felt guilty about that bad side, but that just proves to you that she did have good in her. She also loved the bad side, which I don't think is a bad thing either. But yeah, Bob was a great character and scary as hell. Yes, my brother did too. Audrey's beautiful. I mean, Sherilyn Fenn is gorgeous to this day. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I follow her on Facebook. I see a lot of the stuff she posts, and she's posting pictures all the time, and she looks beautiful. She's beautiful as ever. What would you think about a Jason and Michael Myers slasher film where they are gay lovers and work together to murder? No, I wouldn't like that. I don't want them to work together. I want them to fight each other. I want another like Freddy versus Jason situation, which is a highly underrated movie, if you ask me. And anybody that doesn't like it is just being sour because I think it's fun. I watch it for the fun. I think Jason in the cornfield is pretty darn scary, and Freddy is always awesome. I love the little worm thing that he turns into, and then he goes inside that like Jay and Silent Bob guy lookalike, and which I think is really funny. I just loved. I don't know. I loved it. I loved it. I love that he gets mad at Jason too because Jason wants to kill everybody, and he's like, "You're killing all the people I want to kill." So I like that a lot. I think I answered that already. I think I said Donnie Darko and Halloween and Trick or Treat, Friday the 13th, some other Halloween-y ones, or at least they make me feel fall, is like The Exorcist, Vacancy. Oh, I'm sure I could think of 1,000 more if I really thought about it. You know, I'm glad that saxophones aren't used in music as much anymore. It might make a resurgence, though. Who knows? Donnie Darko deserves way, way more love than it gets. I honestly believe that movie is Oscar worthy. Oh my God, I love that movie. And I got the version of it where it came with 2 different versions of it, the theatrical version and then the director's cut. Now, the director's cut I like better because in it, he shows you pieces of the Roberta Sparrow book and tells you and explains to you more about what you're seeing and how the time travel works, which I liked that because at first, when I first saw it, I didn't quite understand how that whole time travel thing worked, but I get it now because I saw those little pieces of the book. So if you guys can get your hands on the director's cut of Donnie Darko, it's far superior, in my opinion. And I also like his other movie, Southland Tales, a lot. A lot. Me too. That was the first soundtrack I ever bought, movie soundtrack. Now, horror movie soundtrack, I mean. I did buy 2 other soundtracks before that one, but they weren't horror movies. I bought Footloose and I bought Purple Rain. And I've owned Purple Rain on every single format that there has ever been. I will never get sick of that album. I listen to it from beginning to end every time, and I never ever get sick of it. Prince, man, I loved him. I have not watched Heroes. I'm gonna have to check that out. I would like to see that. Yeah, The Thing and Hellraiser. Hellraiser is a good one. I like that one. The Exorcist is always a good fall, a fall feeling kind of movie. Oh, I got like a little bit of a sore throat. He should at least give you a minor part as an extra or something, maybe picking mushrooms or feeding the squirrels in the background. Okay, I do have a little bit of an obsession with mushroom hunting. It kind of reminds me of my obsession with coins because there's so many different types of mushrooms, so many that I'm intrigued. I want to know. I want to identify every single one of them. I want to know every mushroom in my area. I want to know what ones I can eat. Mushrooms are a huge key part of my diet. I need the selenium that mushrooms produce. It's very important to help my thyroid. It just helps my system out. So I try to eat as many mushrooms as I can. But I get bored of eating the same old button mushrooms, so I thought I would just try some wild ones and see if I could figure it out. And I've learned a lot in the last 2 years about mushroom identification, tree identification. It's kind of amazing to me how I can learn all that stuff and memorize all that stuff. Yeah, I can't remember what I said 15 minutes ago. So it's kind of strange, but that's my brain for you. And squirrels, I just love them. I feed them. I've got a little squirrel feeder outside my house, and I give them peanuts. And it's funny to watch them. They run across they have like this system through the trees, and the branches, and then they run across the power line down the tree trunk and then into the feeder, like one peanut at a time, which I find hilarious. And the chipmunks too, they'll jump right in there. So I think that's funny. And I love animals. Awesome turkey today. Oh, I missed that. What was great? Oh, told you the theater stories. aka camera cut. It's good though. I mean, it is. I watched the whole 4 hours the other day. Now, granted, I have time to do such things like that, you know, because I'm a stay-at-home wife and I don't have a job. So I have time to do these things. But if you can sit and watch it, the 4 hours goes by so fast because you're so enthralled and so wrapped up in it. And I don't know. I just loved it. I loved it. 4 hours went quick. You know, that is a thought. I never thought of it that way. He probably could have cut this up into a trilogy, but I think he liked it the way he ended up doing it. And there were so many people asking for this 4-hour cut. So he was trying to supply everybody's demand. I haven't seen that in so long. I remember liking that a lot when I was a kid. Adrienne Barbeau's in that, right? Nice, Jamie. I got to see the thing on the big screen. It was awesome. I am stoked. I can't wait. I'm so mad. I was so looking forward to today all week long. Just, you know, I don't know if them dumb kids just didn't know how to run the stuff or what, but man, I might have to complain to that theater owner. They're the only theater around here. Don't have the keys to their own theater. Very strange. They had the keys to the theater. It was some kind of keys to the projector. I don't really know. I don't understand it because I'm not a projectionist, so I have no idea what they even are talking about. But all I heard was the kids say, yeah, somebody was supposed to leave us a set of keys and they didn't. So we can't run this one. But they were running all the others. But granted, all the others were old, or, you know, none of them were old movies. They were all brand new. So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Keys to unlock the movie from the metal container it's stored in. Maybe. It might have been that. It's definitely really good, Jamie, on the big screen. I'm hoping to see Ghostbusters. And I saw that on the big screen in 1984, summer 1984. I was in Bradford, Pennsylvania. It was my first summer away from home, and I had a blast. And that is a humongous memory for me. Ghostbusters was a big time. I felt a little taste of freedom that summer. And that's back when movies used to run for a lot longer than, you know, other movies. Movies would run in the theaters way longer than they do today. Sometimes a movie today only lasts like a week, you know? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Jamie, I have a great idea. You invite me backstage on StreamYard after your stream is almost over, and I'll let you know in StreamYard all of this, all in the safety of your channel. Maybe. Let me think about that for a little bit. I wasn't planning on staying on here too long. Let me think about that for a minute. You want a big reveal, huh? That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. Of course. Of course, Gypsy. You've been around a long time. I trust you. I think we were friends long before I was part of the horror community. I think we've been friends since the Twin Peaks community, right? So, yeah, of course. Part of the Wrench Gang. Aren't you, Sean? Did I make you? I'm pretty sure I made you one, right? I can't do it through StreamYard. I have to actually have the chat open for my actual channel. But I don't have that open right now, so I can't really change anything at this point. But when I go back through and, you know, rewatch or edit anything out I would like or whatever, I'll check and make sure. I've read a few articles saying adults are way more into Halloween now than children. It's interesting and true. You know, because we did it right. We actually got to experience the fun. The kids today, their parents started to freak out. It became trunk or treating, mall trick or treating. I mean, everybody was too afraid to go up to each other's houses and knock on the doors. What? When I was a kid, I purposely would like tell my mom I would stay in the neighborhood, and then we would leave the neighborhood. Me and my brothers would always go further than we were supposed to, so we could go to the extra houses, so we could get the extra candy. Trick-or-treating was a major thing. And now these kids, they have no idea. And it's all because of this, protective culture that we have. And I think it's wrong. And I think it's the reason why kids today are just so whiny, because they've all been coddled too much, and they never learn to make mistakes properly and then learn from them. And they all have textbook ideas of right and wrong rather than actual, experience of right and wrong, which is the reason we have cancel culture, right? Because these kids today, they go by the book. They don't actually, I'm not sure they think things through properly, guys. I'm not sure they have the what's the word I'm looking for? Darn it. My brain just went blank. I'm not sure they have the same skills we have, is basically what I'm saying, as far as being able to think things through, being able to understand reality. Because a lot of times I think these kids today are not living in reality. Not that I don't love kids today. I do. It's just that I think a lot of them are a little too coddled, a little too much. I didn't choose the wrench life, Sean. Wrench life chose me. That's right. Well, if I give you a wrench, I trust you. The Wolf Among Us, I played that. A little bit. I didn't play the whole thing. I got about, a quarter of the way through it, and then they took it off. I wasn't allowed to play it. They locked it out. So just like they have with Silent Hill now, can't play Silent Hill anymore. Even though it was the crappy Silent Hill, it wasn't the good Silent Hill. It was the Silent Hill 2 and 3 director's cut remake thing. But I don't care. It was all I had to play, So. Hello. Hi, children of the corn. How are you? Is it a prequel? No wonder I heard of Fables. Because I was trying to figure out why I knew that name, the Fables thing. I knew that Wolf Among Us was connected to that somehow. Are they gone now, Telltale? Because I don't see their games for I have that PS Plus thing. I don't see it on there very much anymore. I do look old, though. I mean, this is a facade, guys. You guys can't see because my camera doesn't show it. But I mean, like around here, I'm starting to get wrinkles. I'm getting wrinkles down here. I don't have too many by my eyes yet. I don't have bad crow's feet or anything like that. But I definitely am starting to get the wrinkles. And I've tried to avoid those for a long time. And no one ever believes me, though, when I tell them I'm almost 50. So I guess that's a good thing. Yes. Yes, of course. I mean, who else would it have been? He's the only person that's done anything like that to me. Nobody else has. Even if they've harassed me in some other form or fashion, no one has done the things that he did. He scared me. Indeed. Indeed. Hey, guys, I'm going to take a 2-minute break, okay? And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. You had all these effects for the show. What effects? For whose show? Well, he was on his grandma's account last week complaining he wasn't on the show. On what show? Where? I thought he was gone. I did hear that he's been harassing a particular person. I'm not going to mention any names, but I did hear that he was harassing somebody recently. As long as it's not me. Oh, wait. I thought you were talking about, the opera guy there, and you're talking about Mandela Man, are you? Yes, the only two people I literally do not care for on the planet. Stone. On what? I must have missed something. Jay, where do you stand on the film versus digital debate? I miss film. I miss real film. For some reason, my camera is doing a weird thing where it's changing colors. I don't know why it's doing that. I miss film. I don't think digital is, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it's as realistic. I feel it. I like the grittiness that film gives movies. I don't remember the last movie that was ever made on film. I'd like to find out what that is. But I really wish that people would go back to it. I know David Lynch liked making Inland Empire on his iPhone and everything. But I really hate that movie. And it's ugly. So I can't really like that aesthetic, I just wish that they would go back to film. I really do. I feel like digital is too clean. Whenever I tried working out when I was in my teens, I just didn't have the drive or energy. Once I started keto, it's incredible what it does for building muscle. It does because of the protein. Protein is extremely important. People don't realize that. I don't understand vegetarians. I don't. Because protein is like essential. And I don't see where they're getting their protein. And I know a lot of vegetarians who end up kind of sickly because I don't think they realize they need to have some sort of protein supplement. You're welcome, Cameron. Everyone enjoys it. And I watched the 4-hour cut the other day, like I said, and I absolutely loved it. It's so good. I'm speechless, really. And I'm absolutely humbled to have my voice in it. It blows my mind every time I hear it. I'm like, oh my God, that's me. So it's exciting. Freddy versus Jason is awesome. It's awesome. It's kind of got that really violent Jason in it. And I like that. Now, I know a lot of people complain about the whole water fire thing and, Jason being afraid of the water. Why he was in the water? Why? So what? It doesn't matter that he was in the water after he died. He still has the fear of drowning. Because he drowned. He literally drowned. It doesn't matter that 6 movies later or whatever, he was in the water. It doesn't mean that he's not afraid of it. So for people out there saying that, that's what I think. I really don't think it means anything for him to be afraid of water. And I don't think people should be upset over it. Even though I'm sure there's reasons to be upset over it. I didn't find any. A crossover season 5. Season 5 of what? See, I keep getting so behind. Hey, Hey, Joe Bob, how you doing, bud? It's been a while. Yes, I watched Buffy religiously back in the day, but the funny thing is, I cannot tell you any details anymore about any of it. I literally did watch it religiously, and I watched Felicity, and I watched, Dawson's Creek, and I watched all those shows. But my memory of like events in the shows is nothing like it is for like stuff like Twin Peaks or Friends or no, Shameless, for some reason Twin Peaks and other shows that are of the same similarity, they just stick with me. Sopranos, Dark, the OA, those shows stick with me for some reason, unlike other shows. I could watch Buffy. I don't really remember any events really at all. It's kind of, I do remember that she had a thing with Spike, which I actually liked and wished that Spike would turn good, but that's literally it. That's a lot. That's all I remember about Buffy. I remember the movie a little better. Oh, sorry. The Wolf Among Us 2 is coming out. That's awesome. I didn't know they were making another one. No, and here's the thing. I don't like that game at all. I tried to play it. I felt uncomfortable playing that game. I'm not a fan of the zombie games. The zombie genre. No, I do like stuff like Resident Evil, and I liked The Evil Within, but those are a little bit what I consider outliers. They're not exactly, like a zombie game. And I know a lot of people love The Last of Us, and it's a deep story and everything, but the combat in it, I don't like games like that. I need a story that grips me, and I need gameplay that grips me too. And I hate shooters. I don't want to play that kind of a game, That's why I gravitate towards stuff like Alan Wake. And even though Alan Wake has its shooting aspect, it's not the same. I gravitate towards Silent Hill and Alice and other games like that where the combat is different. I don't like shooters. I don't like shooters at all. Like when Evil Within turns in the middle of the game turns into like a shooter, I totally lose interest immediately. I don't want hordes. I don't want hordes on me. I don't want that. I want a nice game where I can feel scared of one or two monsters, but not hordes. I'm too flustered. Can't do it. I want to like them. Telltale went out of business a few years back. Unfortunately, another company bought their name and have started new content, but on a much smaller scale. Yeah, that happens. That happens. They were going to do a Game of Thrones sequel and a Stranger Things game, but they got canceled, sadly. I'd love a Stranger Things game. Give me a Stranger Things game. Definitely. Make it like Silent Hill. I really, really like that idea a lot. Especially because I feel like Stranger Things and Silent Hill are like, Stranger Things was definitely inspired a little bit by Silent Hill, I think. John effects on your show when you said if anyone went. I'm not able to read that. No, Jamie, I like Inland Empire, even though Lauren says I don't. I know you like it. I know you like it, Sean. I'm sorry that I don't. I try. It's too much. It's too much jarring. It's too jarring for me. I want something that's a little smoother. And that is so rough and so jarring and jagged. Do you know what I mean when I say that? It's jagged. Like a jagged little pill. No, we're not. I already did that for Cameron. That was really doing something right there because I hate that movie and I put up with it because he wanted to do a watch along. So I was there and I did it. That's okay, Monkey. I really went through some hell with that and it hasn't been easy for me. So if I act weird about it, and I'm really sorry. It's just that I'm trying to, I feel like I need to protect myself. There's just some people that just weird you out, you know? And I was definitely weirded out by this particular person. So I'm sorry if I'm taking it out on other people. It's just, I feel the need to keep everything tight and close to my heart and close to my chest so that nothing bad ever happens. I mean, I have an unsolved murder in my family. I don't know how many of you people know that. I talk about it, you know, frequently, but that is something that has affected my behavior. And when it comes to stuff like this, I don't mess around because I don't know who did that. I don't know who did that to my cousin. I don't know. I have theories, but I don't know. It could be just some random person out there and they're still out there. So yeah, so I get real nervous about that kind of stuff. And I don't mess around. And I definitely, I have a bat that I carry around in my car with me. And, you know, I'm frequently armed, not with a gun because I'm not a gun person, but I'm frequently armed. So people ought to be careful if they're coming towards me. Because I won't let you hurt me. And you'll get hurt. Believe me, I have been trained. I agree about film, Jamie. It just looks better. I think Tarantino and Nolan still use film. I think Tarantino might be the last person to have used actual film. I definitely like the look better. I do. I miss that old, like, gritty kind of look to movies. No movies have that today. They're really crisp and really clear. And I like that too in certain senses in certain movies, but I don't think every movie should be that way. Yellowstone? I've heard of that. I haven't checked it out. I'll have to read up on it and see if it's something I'm into or that I would be into. Hey Zombie, how you doing? It's been a while. I heard a lot of people were mad at the sequel. I heard that. I can't remember who it was that was playing it in real time when it came out, but I remember them being really mad. Me too. I absolutely love Silent Hill. Big influence on my ability to, well, my decision to learn how to be a gamer. Because see, there was a long period of time where I didn't pick up a video game. I never played a video game from like, I guess we're going to say 1991 through probably 2007 or 8. So I really stopped playing games for a long time, guys. I wouldn't even use a computer for a while. That's a long story. I just used to think that it was too much of a big change for me to learn to use a computer. I know that seems crazy, but it was true back then. And also because I used to watch my husband get all like glassy eyed and be like in a room for like a whole weekend playing some computer game that I would just be like, that's the devil. Computer's the devil. So that's how I used to feel about it. It's kind of ironic now, isn't it? Mary, I'm looking for my wife, Mary. Is this the way to Silent Hill? I remember that. Yeah, but something wrong with this town. Eddie Munson rocks. I loved it. I loved it. I'm gonna get a Hellfire t-shirt too. I was actually looking for one today, but I didn't see one in the Halloween store. I went to a Halloween store today and I didn't see one anywhere. I'm gonna have to order one. Fatal Frame 2, I have a copy. It's worth a ton. I mean, you cannot get a copy of that now for less than $100. It is worth a ton. I cherish it. And right now it's not working because I can't get my PlayStation, or not my PlayStation, I'm sorry, my Xbox 360 to work. So I'm not able to play Fatal Frame 2 right now. Hopefully I can get that remedied and I can play it again, because that is a game I love to play at this time of year because of the fall feel in it. So it isn't for everybody. I want to like it. I just don't. I've tried. I've seen it bunches of times. I mean, a lot of times that was something that I'd be playing in the background while I was folding clothes back in the day. You know, it never grew on me. Tried. Always do everything you can to stay safe, Jamie. There's sadly a lot of nasty people out there. Always make sure you're protected. I do. I have a very protective family. I have 4 brothers, and they won't let people mess with me. I have a large son who won't let anyone mess with me, and I have a husband who has a concealed carry, and he won't let anybody mess with me. So people should be wary about trying to mess with me. Don't worry, Jamie. You don't need to apologize. I've seen a lot of what went down, as you know. Yes, I know. I remember. Things have been quiet for a while, and I'd like to keep it that way. I really don't want anything to happen. Sometimes I feel like even talking about it will bring it back. Like the way if you say Candyman into the mirror 5 times, he'll show up. So I don't know. I should hire you for Black Friday bodyguard. You with that bat? Yeah. I've got 2 bats actually. I've got this one. This one's mine. My brother made it. He didn't end up like finishing it nice or putting a name on it or anything, like he did with my husband's, it says Woody on his, and it's all stained and nicely, smoothed. And sad that, what are they going to do now in baseball since there's no more ash trees? What are they going to do? I mean, is baseball going to have to change to metal bats? Or find a different wood to make bats out of? Because specifically, they were always made out of ash, and now there is no ash trees. They're all dead. So this has a weight in it, so it's not a normal bat. You get hit by this, you're going to know you got hit by this. So yes, this is my protection. And because I'm a mushroom hunter, I very frequently have a blade on me. So I also have a little knife that I carry around just in case I find a mushroom that I want to pick. Is your bat, Jamie, is your bat Lucille from The Walking Dead? I did hear about that. I've not watched The Walking Dead. Zombies. I'm not into the zombie genre very much. It takes a special kind of zombie movie to get me interested, like Zombieland. I got interested in Zombieland because it's different. I got interested in well, Night of the Living Dead and stuff, that's a totally different situation. Those movies to me are actual masterpieces. And they're not the same kind of zombie. Like, I'm tired of these zombie movies that are hordes. And I don't enjoy it. Like 28 days later, don't enjoy it. 28 weeks later, don't enjoy it. Maybe you're not supposed to enjoy it, but I don't even like the scary feeling I get from it. So I just don't watch them very often. And definitely not a TV show. I'm too picky. You can call me a snob if you want, guys. Have you seen the new Hellraiser? I thought the choice of a trans actress suited the way Pinhead is described in the book as being androgynous. Yes. I saw the trailer. I haven't watched it yet. Excuse me. I saw the trailer and I haven't watched it yet, but I am interested. And it doesn't bother me that they chose a female instead of a male, because like you say in the book, they're androgynous beings. And I read the book and I prefer the book, really. So I kind of like the fact that they switched it up a little bit. And anybody who's complaining about it, why? Why are you complaining about it? What's the problem? Seriously. What is the problem? I have to question sometimes why people have problems with certain things. It's just strange to me sometimes. Yes. Yes, they should. I mean, why make a big deal out of these things? That's what I mean about the youth of today and the whole cancel culture and the whiny culture. And, you know, they just, it seems like because we live on the internet these days, you cannot escape every single aspect of opinion. So because of that, and a lot of times we all know that the people who have the negative opinions are always the louder ones. And why is that? Because they know they have a negative opinion. So they're louder. I have a problem with that. I wish that things would calm down a little bit and everybody would start getting along more, and that people would stop this whole like destroying lives thing. Oh my God, this one person did this one thing. I'm going to destroy their whole life. Why? Leave it alone and stay out of people's marriages. I'm telling you public this, okay? All you people out there, all you cancel culture people, stay out of people's marriages. That is disgusting. Disgusting for you to judge people's marriages. Disgusting. You let them work it out. You don't tell Adam Levine that he should be chastised by his wife. Don't tell his wife what to do. You let her decide, because that's their relationship. You don't know him personally, you people out there on the internet saying you're crap. You don't know him. You don't know these people that you're destroying their lives. You're just out there to do damage. It's disgusting. Grow up. Okay, sorry. I had to rant on that a little bit because this is something that's been on my mind and bothering me. And I've considered starting this little show about, you know, what's bothering me today. You know, what did I see in the world that bothers me today? Because I talk about so many happy things and I'm always like, oh, I love this and I love that and love, love, love. And my, you know, heart's in my name and all that stuff. But, you know, there's a lot of bad out there. And I don't think a lot of people focus on it. I don't think a lot of people are doing the right thing about it. And I wish that more people were standing up to all of this bullying culture. Because I think that these people out there destroying people's lives, they're bullies. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think we should have anything to do with what's going on in Adam Levine's marriage. Right? I just don't. I don't like it. I know, it's disgusting. I don't understand why people just don't let other people alone. Just let people alone. Let them make their own decisions. Don't judge everyone all the time. Stop judging people. It's really disgusting, to be honest. I mean, I'm judging them, so I guess I'm just as judgmental. But, you know, I feel like I'm doing it for a good reason. I want people to wake the fuck up, you know? Pardon my French, but wake up. Wake up, people. If you build it, they will come. That's true. I thought it was surprisingly well done, given how so many franchises get ruined by remakes. David Goyer. Which is that? I must have missed something. Oh, because of the Hellraiser thing. Yeah. It's just messed up how people treat each other. It shouldn't be anybody's business, really. We're all in each other's business now because, and that's another thing. These kids today, they scare the crap out of me because they have no semblance for privacy. None. They don't even want privacy. And that's scary because that means we could lose whatever privacy we do have. And as a matter of fact, we probably already have. If you think that anywhere you're going, you're not being watched on film, you're being watched. You're being watched on camera. There's no doubt in my mind. Did you see the new Jennifer Lopez trailer? Yes, I did. I did see that. Who's in that with her? See, I'm getting confused because I also have seen that trailer with George Clooney and Julia Roberts, which looks hilarious. It looks hilarious. I definitely want to see that one. Yes, I remember seeing the trailer. It was only once, and with Jennifer Lopez and someone else. I try to avoid all the negative stuff. Life is stressful enough as is, especially politics. F that. Yeah, politics is a stressing situation for me because I feel like most of my life had a firm grasp on politics and an understanding of how things are run. And I wanted to be a politician. I even was vice president of my college because, I wanted to be a politician. So I think a lot of people, I think the problem is they don't understand it. They don't understand politics. Therefore, they make all the wrong decisions because they don't understand it and they're listening to all the wrong people. There are people out there with agendas. And if you're listening to the people that have an agenda and you don't realize it, you won't. What are you going to do? You're brainwashed. You don't even know you're brainwashed. I'm not brainwashed. I don't feel like I'm brainwashed. I feel like my views have never changed. I've had the same views since I had in the 80s, since I was a little kid. I've never changed my views on things. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I'm fiscally right. More on the left side when it comes to social stuff. So I'm pretty firm in my beliefs. And I think a lot of lies are being seen as true, that it's lies. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about how government works. And obviously that the people don't understand how government works because the stuff that comes out of certain people's mouths, about January 6th and whatnot, none of that's true. That's not how it works. None of it. It's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. You can't keep those papers at Mar-a-Lago. You can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. It's disgusting. So I have really strong opinions on it, but because of that, I've also felt quite alienated because a lot of people do not agree with me. And I don't like bringing it up because I'm non-confrontational. I don't want to argue with people about politics. I don't want to look at a person and then think things like, oh no, now I can't be friends with that person because they're not going to like me anymore because I have a different opinion than them. So I tend to not talk politics much, especially in company. I tend to keep it mostly to myself now. But I do think there is a right and a wrong. And I do think I know who is right and who is wrong. And unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people are on the same side as me, which is sad. Because I do believe there are people with a bad agenda who want to do bad things. And there are people with a regular old agenda who haven't changed, who are the same and don't have a bad agenda. They want to just make the country run better. Problem is, you got everybody out there saying that that's just not true. But how, seriously, people, come on. The laws of probability apply here. And I'm really, really good at risk assessment. So please start paying attention. I completely agree, Jamie. People should be left their own choices. Yes, I think that people, when it comes to their personal lives, should be left alone. I don't think that people should be interfering in other people's marriages. Like this. Okay, so for example, the Try Guys, right? Is it fair? Is it fair that they even had to kick him off the show? Why? What did he do to the show? What is it that he did that was so wrong that it actually affected his work? Because if you ask me, that had nothing to do with his work. That was his personal life. If he was out there doing things to his wife, that's one thing. That has nothing to do with work. Now, I did hear, though, that the person that he was having an affair with actually worked for the company as well. Now, that is a different situation, and I can understand possibly why they might have fired him for that. But, I mean, I used to work with my husband at Ponderosa, and nobody said nothing. Nobody said anything back when we were dating back then. I just think people are so strict and so caught up in rules and regulations and which way is the right path. There's too many people arguing to pick a right path right now. So somebody's gonna have to create one because right now the answers of right and wrong are too muddled up, and that's why we have all these problems going on. I don't think it's right of us to butt into people's personal private lives, but I also don't think it's right of a person in the public eye to have an affair with somebody in their company. Now that's their company policy, then they have every right to fire him. But I still not sure it's fair, you know? I don't know. I'm not sure it's fair. Yes. I don't want to say they all suck because I got to tell you, I watch a lot of young people on YouTube who are doing reaction videos, right? To like movies and music, and they're all doing it to old music, old movies. And they're showing an appreciation for our dynamic culture that we come from, because we had real music, you know? It wasn't overproduced music on a computer. It was actual instruments being played. Always surprised at the sounds and the, you know, how dynamic things are. I will never forget the one time I watched them and they were looking at the Beastie Boys and they were like, oh my God, they're playing real instruments. Like, you know, like rappers aren't supposed to, but they did back then. They were actually a punk band to begin with. So I don't know. I just think that a lot of people are just confused, and they're confused by media, and media is the problem because the watchdogs stopped doing their watchdogging. What was supposed to keep everything in check stopped doing that, stopped doing their job, and started, instead of keeping everything in check, having an agenda. And that was where everything went wrong. And I only blame one station for that. One. And everybody else can say, oh, it was all of them. No, it wasn't. Nope, it wasn't. There's only one that's very freaking specific. One that's very specific about their beliefs. And it's kind of gross. And they admit they have an agenda now, so I don't know. Expect murder, rape, or child abuse. What? Did I miss something? She was fabulous. You know why though? Because she's a dancer and she eats right. That's why. And also I'm starting to think that our parents taking prenatal vitamins is the reason why we all look younger than our parents. I mean, no offense to my mom if she's watching, but you know, I definitely don't look at 50. She looked a little older than I did, I have to say. So love you though, Mom. Jamie, I think you're smart enough to be a politician, but not immoral enough to do it. You wouldn't make it. Well, I don't know about that. I had a plan to use morality to get there. I had a plan to use morality to get what I wanted. And I believe it can be done. Even today, I truly believe it can be done even today. You just got to get the right people listening to you. You got to get people listening to you. You got to be the Pied Piper. We need a Pied Piper saying the right things. And that's not easy. That's not easy in this climate. I actually go back all the way to I go back to 9/11. If you ask me, that's when all of this truly began. 9/11 is when things truly got out of control. The minute we didn't react to 9/11 the way we should have, I knew we were in trouble. The way we should have reacted to 9/11 was we should have done nothing. We should have had a memorial. We should have, been sad, but we should have taken no action, no fear. If you show fear, that's the goal of terrorism. To make you lock your doors, to make you lock your windows, to make you scared, to make you afraid of everything. That is the goal. So we literally let them win. So I was never too pleased ever since 9/11 happened. And I also was never pleased with certain ways that things went after that. So, and then you get to 2008 and Sarah Palin, and that's when everything went phew. So I literally blame her for anybody being able to say anything they freaking want at any time ever, with no one ever telling them when they're wrong. I blame her for that. She is the cause of integrity being lost. That's how I see it. You'd vote for me? Aw, thanks, zombie. I doubt I could ever have been president, but I did want to be a politician. That was my dream would have been to be a singer, dancer, actress, triple threat. That was my dream. But my reality dream was to go into politics. That was my goal in college. And I knew I was never going to leave and go to Hollywood and try to sing or dance or act. So I regret that now. I'll tell you that. You're too honest to be in politics? Yeah, I might be too honest, but I think that's what we need. I think we need some honesty. We need somebody to be out there being too honest. Bad day. Bad day. One of the worst in history. It's going to go down in the history books, and those people are not going to go down looking good at all, especially with all this trial going on, and they're all pleading guilty because they know what they did. It was never the right thing to do, what they did. It was always wrong. I kind of like seeing them go down for it. It's kind of satisfying for me. You can say that all you want, Scott, but I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I do believe that there's a right and a wrong, and there's a good and a bad, and we're in the fight. We're in a fight. I'm screwing up my words again. We're in a fight for good and evil right now. This is not a normal time, and we are fighting evil, to be honest. And if you aren't evil, get out there and fight it, because it's real. It's real. It's your face, and it's out there in your face every single day. And it's called Twitter. That's a joke. Do you guys know that a certain person we know is actually on a watch list for the January 6th riot? Yep. I'll give you 3 guesses. I found that out when I was trying to find out information to keep myself safe. So I don't think both sides are lying, Scott. That's the difference. See, I don't think it's not even about thinking, to be honest. I know what my beliefs are. I know how things are supposed to run, and I know what I believe in. And one side believes in nothing I believe in, and the other side believes in most of the things I believe in, and are still working towards those things. And I still, every once in a while, will sit there and watch C-SPAN and watch all of them talking, and hear their speeches. And what bothers me about watching those speeches is that you get one side, they come up, they say intelligent things, they have ideas, they have, pathways to get there. And then you got the other side who comes up and they sound like a goddamn broken record. Every time each one comes up saying the same thing over and over, and none of them are good. None of them are saying ideas. None of them are saying ways to get anywhere. All they do is talk about how much they hate everything. And that's what I'm talking. How can you trust anybody that is not doing nothing except talking about what they hate? They never are talking about a goal or a place to get to or how to get there. They're never coming up with ideas on how to fix anything. They're just coming up there, and their speeches every day in the Senate and in the House are always, I hate this and I hate that, and Democrats are bad, and and this side is bad, and this is bad and that is bad. Nothing, never an idea comes out of their mouth. So I'm sorry. This is experience for me. This is me actually going out there, watching what's being said, hearing what's being said, and judging and determining based on that. It's not just me listening to lies, because I know which side's lying and I don't like them. If that Try Guy's wife cheated on him, she would have been left on and even applauded in some way. He was fired for being a dude that cheated. Partly, I think, but partly I do believe he was cheating with somebody he worked with. Now, if that goes against company policy, then they have every right to fry him. Fry him. Fry guys, try guys. But I'm still not so sure it should have been like national news. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it being people's lives being destroyed for the sake of destroying lives. I just don't like it. I want to see everybody doing good, being happy, and going out there and living their best lives. And I'm just not so sure that we're able to live our best lives when we've constantly got everyone over our shoulders watching every move we make. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who probably would like to even fry me for half the shit I'm saying. So, and that's okay. I've decided that I'm not going to be so timid anymore about my feelings, because I feel like my whole existence has been me keeping my feelings at bay while everybody else gets to feel theirs. And that's been a problem for me. And it makes me sad, because it makes me feel like nobody gets to know the real me. They just get to know the me I put out there for everybody. And then when I hear people talking badly about people like me, and I can't say you're wrong, because then it gets me in trouble. It's difficult. It's difficult. Maneuvering in today's world is not easy. Shakira I didn't even see that. Was that for the Super Bowl last year? Because I didn't see that. Go Bills. I didn't watch it, but I don't have to. I already know the whole situation. I've been paying attention and keeping up on it all these years. Britney is one of my favorite artists. I have almost every single one of her albums. She's another one that's a big influence on me. And I don't think she was treated fairly at all. And she tried to tell us all. I mean, if you listen to her music, Lucky, listen to the words. Listen to the words of Mona Lisa, because she's telling you in those that she's being abused, that she's being treated badly, and that she doesn't like it, and she's not happy, and she doesn't understand, because she feels like she has everything she's ever wanted, that she's unhappy. I can understand. I can relate. Jamie presidential campaign song is Just You and I. That would work. I could ask James Marshall to come play that for me. I'm sure he would. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Not expect my bad that when sudden be chosen by free choice. What? I'm upset over I'm seriously big time upset over the abortion ban. That's fucked up, guys. Seriously. How dare they? How dare they think that they are so high and mighty they can control people's bodies? And I'm not even able to have kids anymore, so it doesn't matter for me, but it doesn't matter that it doesn't matter for me. I'm speaking for all those people out there who can't speak for themselves. It's fucked up what is being done. How dare you? How dare you take a right away that we've had for 40 years? How dare you? And this just proves to me everything I've been telling you about, because they stacked the court. And then they said they weren't going to do this when they were doing the hearings and stacking the court. These people were all asked, are you going to go against abortion? Nope, I swear to God, settled law is settled law. They lied. And they're all, guess what side? Trust me, guys, please. When I say give me the one ring, I could change the world, I fucking mean it. I believe in a right and a wrong, just not from politicians. I understand. I do. I understand the apathy. I do. It's just that I don't see it that way. And it's hard for me to see it that way, because when you want to work in something, you have an understanding of why it exists, why it's there, and how it's supposed to run. It changes your view. If you don't have an interest in politics, if you don't have an interest in being a politician, a lot of times you might take the views that are more mainstream or popular to repeat. But that's not how I see it. That's not how I see it. I literally enjoy government. I literally enjoy it. I enjoy history. I enjoy studying that stuff. I always have. I am truly a nerd, and that is one of my nerdy things. And so when I talk about these things, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I mean these things I say. I mean them, and I mean them 100%. And I really wish that people would listen to me. I know they won't, but I really wish they would, because I seriously believe that if we change this way of thinking, if we change it, we'll fix everything. But until we can change this way of thinking, where everybody thinks everybody's lying, nothing's ever going to get better. You have to understand and believe in somebody and believe in something in order to fix the problems. It worries me when I start thinking about all the apathy out there and how much damage it's done and how much trouble it's caused and how many people's lives may have been saved if there wasn't so many apathetic people out there, or people who are wrong and think that everybody's lying, like all these shooters and stuff that go out there and they shoot people up with political bases. Jared Lautner being a main one that I think of. If you listen to his manifesto, he's insane. The stuff he says is absolutely crazy. It doesn't even make sense. His sentences don't even mesh into one. His sentences don't go together. It's like he puts on a bunch of run-on sentences together. None of them make sense, and none of them are actual. He has no proof for anything he says. I seriously doubt he's ever watched a day of C-SPAN in his life, and he shot poor Gabby Gifford and almost killed her, but she lived. And to me, that's saying a lot, because I also believe in karma, and she's a good doer, and her karma was to live and to fight it. So I believe that. I can totally believe he was there. What'd I miss? I missed something there. It baffles me as a Brit that people like MTG and Lauren Boebert can get elected. If you lived here, you'd totally understand. It's so sad and so scary. And the reason that people like that can get elected is because they're using fear and hatred. And that is the path to the dark side. these people, their belief systems are messed up and wrong and bigoted and disgusting, really. And they say horrible things and want to do horrible things. The only reason that they're getting elected is because they're being told by the wrong people with an agenda, that they're good people and they're doing the right thing. And it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. That's how come extremists are getting elected on that side, because there's a misunderstanding about how things are. Magic the Gathering Beat Bop. My friend plays that game. That woman is sick and insane, and somebody should put her padded cell for a while because she needs it. Yes, I didn't see it. I don't always watch the Super Bowl. I do pay attention to the games. I pay attention to what's going on with the Bills, and that's about it. The rest of the teams, I really care less, but I do pay attention to what's going on with the Bills, because I keep dreaming that one day, the Bills are going to make it back to the Super Bowl, and that finally we'll get a win. Finally, because all of those times that they went to the Super Bowl and didn't win was so disappointing. So disappointing. My girlfriend got me into Britney, and now I'm a big fan. Watched Crossroads and loved it. I love Crossroads too. I don't know why she got such flack for that. It was so fun. I mean, it's bubblegum bullcrap, but it was fun. It was fun. And I like watching mindless fun stuff sometimes. Using an app to type rather than typing myself. It's a friend app. I've been beta testing it on YouTube. Cool. Here in the UK, Jamie, the abortion thing just baffles us. An abortion ban would never happen here, even amongst our right wing. It's just seen as basic human decency. Well, these people don't care about that anymore. That's what I'm saying. There's evil, where it is a fight between good and evil. And these people are thinking evil thoughts. Just the idea of taking that right away after we've had that right for 40 years just makes me feel like shit for being a woman. I don't want to be a woman if I'm going to be treated like that. If I'm going to be treated as if I'm different, that you have to make a law about what I can do with my own body. What is wrong with you people? Ew, gross, disgusting, ish. I mean, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Because I never imagined that would ever happen. That is the one thing. I never thought we'd get over that line. I never thought that the right wing could take over that far to the point where that would happen. But goddamn, was I wrong about that? I predicted it, but I hoped it wouldn't get to that point. I predicted a lot of the stuff that's happened, and I hoped it wouldn't get to these points. You can ask my husband and my son. I used to constantly say, this is what's going to happen. 5 years down the road, it would. It's frustrating for me sometimes, guys. I love my country. I do. I love my country. I love it so much that this whole thing breaks me apart, breaks my soul, because I do. I love my country and I love what it stands for. And I feel like the people that are fighting to be in control don't have those values. Their values are not what I believe to be American. I don't know what their values are anymore. I don't understand it. It's almost like all they care about is winning now. They'll say anything to win. Scary as heck, really. And like I said, this whole situation with the abortion ban just makes me feel like, what? I can't be a woman and be free? I can't make any decision without some man deciding for me, or I'm sorry, there was women in there too, I guess, but deciding for me what should be done. That's wrong. I don't like that. And that hurts me. I can't imagine somebody telling me, look, when I had my son, I almost died. I almost bled to death on the table because I didn't know that I had a disease that caused me to be slower at healing than other people. And because of this, when I had my son, it was difficult. And I could never have another one. And I wanted to have another baby. I wanted to have 3 kids, but I couldn't, because I couldn't do it again after that. The thought of an accident happening and me accidentally getting pregnant anyway, and then being told that I have to carry it through term and then have that baby, being scared the entire time that when I get on that, when I get on that table, it might be the end for me. I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's terrifying. And terrifying to me that I even have to think that way. That I even have to think that somebody would want to make that choice for me. I love my son so much, you guys, and I would give my life for him. And if it would have happened, I probably wouldn't have had an abortion. I probably would have tried to do it again anyway. But that's irrelevant because that would have been my decision. It's just terrifying. And they don't seem to have any care for like young kids getting raped and pregnant or incest or anything. And it doesn't make any sense to me. And they claim religion, you know. No, there is no God in my world who would ever want this to be thrust upon human beings ever. So I don't know. And they act like, you know, contraception hasn't been being practiced for 3,000 years. They don't even believe the earth is 3,000 years old half the time. So I don't know, guys. I just think it's wrong. You have your bachelor's degree in political science? Didn't know that. That's awesome. We should talk more. I actually like that a lot. So I think you kind of know what I'm talking about. You know, don't try and tell me you don't see that there's only more lies coming from one side. You know. Unfortunately, some Texas lobby groups are now giving our fringe nutbags money to bolster their efforts to harass women going into hospitals. Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time anyway, but it seemed to calm down in the 90s. I wish we could go back to the 90s. Boy, do I wish we could go back to the 90s when things felt good and I thought things were moving forward and thought life was going to be a happy place. But yeah, it's a shame and it scares me. And I really wish they didn't have so much control over women. What are we going to control about men? Should I decide whether you guys can have Viagra or not? I mean, if your stuff don't work no more, why should you even have the option? You know, I mean, we don't have no options to choose. Why do you? It's no offense to you guys. I love you. Okay. I'm just saying it feels vicious. And men don't have babies. So what do you expect us women to think? You know, you guys don't have the ability to have a baby. And I guarantee you, if you guys had the ability to have a baby, birth control would be free on tap. And abortions would be, you'd be able to get them at a garage. Because if you guys only knew the toll that it takes on you to do that, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I don't think it's right if a man doesn't know because they've never experienced it, the physicality of it. How dare they even have an opinion about whether it's right or wrong? It just boggles my mind, guys. It's terrifying for me as a woman. That's like what I was just saying. Yeah. If there's any men out there who are on our side, you know, on the women's side, we need you. Please come out and speak out and help, because we really need men to speak up for women right now. I don't think they're going to allow us to speak for ourselves. I worry about even speaking out against it and what might happen because of it, you know. I just really, if you guys are out there and you believe that women should have their right to choose, you know, please, you know, help us. Speak out and say it and fight, because we need it. We need all the help we can get from you men. I don't blame all of Texas either. I mean, I don't blame any particular state. I blame the country as a whole. I do not blame. I know it is a states' rights thing, and they purposely made a big deal out of that. But I don't blame the states. I blame the federal government for not making it into law in the first place properly. If they would have put it in the Constitution saying that we have the right to our own bodies, you know, then this would not be happening. But because the Democrats are very gullible and sort of blind sometimes to the evil that goes on around them. And sometimes they're in denial of it, even when it's right in their face. And this was one of those times. I just think that they were believing they had all the time in the world to do this kind of stuff. And they probably were using it, and lobbyists were probably using it as, you know, a platform and things like that, using it as a tactic. And that's sick and sad, but that's the way it is. Yeah, well, he may have been, because I read a little something about that. Yeah, not everybody in Texas is like that. I don't believe that it has anything to do with like people in general. I think it's just this fight going on for power. It's a power fight. And the problem is that once you have all the power, what are you going to do with it? This country was never supposed to be about power. It was never supposed to be about one side or the other. It was never supposed to be that. It's supposed to be about two sides compromising in the middle. It's never supposed to be one side wins all the way or the other side wins all the way. This idea was perpetrated by the media. So they've treated it like football. They've treated it like sports. They even, if you watch the shows on TV, news shows, they treat it like sports. They even put their boards up and show you different things on a board. It's pretty disgusting. And that is the problem. They should have never treated it like sports. They should have never done that. They never should have made it like a popular thing. It should have stuck with the people that understood it. You know what I mean? They never should have done what they did to it. And because of that, everything is messed up. J-Lo has a documentary on Netflix about her prepping for that performance. I'll have to check that out. How do you feel about the Ukraine situation, Jamie? It's hitting us hard over here because Putin has now stopped giving us gas. My girlfriend is Russian and her family tell her it's like being in hell. I'm terrified. I'm terrified for everybody because of this situation with Putin. He's another one of those people. He wants power. He's old school. He wants power. I believe he was in the KGB at one time, if I remember right. And I mean, how can you trust these people that have these strict authoritarian beliefs? I mean, they want damage. They like damage. They do damage because they like power. And you can't let people like that run things. And that's the problem. And here's the thing. I hate to say it, but it's true that the reason they are all up there and in power is because they are mean and bullies. That's the only explanation for it. I mean, I don't necessarily know how it works over there in Russia, but I definitely think that Putin is a bully and a bad man, and he shouldn't be making the decisions he's making, and why he's making these decisions in this day and age make no sense to me. No sense at all. The government needs to F off on telling people how to live their lives. Absolutely. Especially telling people what they can and can't do with their bodies. Limited government, poor favor. Yeah, limited government, right? Why is it that this party of limited government is doing the things that are actually more government, heavier government rules? I don't get it. They talk about how they want less government, but the truth is that's crap. That's crap. They want power. And people who want power don't want less government. They want more. So it's just like in World War II with, you know who, I don't want to say his name because people get upset when you say that guy's name. But he told everybody all this left-wing stuff, and that's how he got elected. And then he turned around and did the opposite. So right there alone, that right there alone should tell people what to look for. That's the problem, is nobody seems to understand that he switched it. He flipped it. He said he was going to do these left-wing things, and that's how he got elected, but he didn't do any of that. He did the opposite. And that is the key. That's the reason why people got to open their eyes, because that's what's happening here. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It scares me. Hey, Dave, how you doing? I'm in bitch mode. I'm in bitchy mode. I had kind of a bad day. I was supposed to see the thing today, and it turned out the young kids there couldn't figure out how to do it right. So we ended up not being able to see the thing. I wanted to see it on the big screen so bad. And so now I have tickets for, Wednesday night, and they better not mess it up then either. I'm going to be really ticked, and they're going to be giving me a week's worth of free movies. But somehow I got on a political kick, and I don't like doing that. I don't, guys. I don't, because I don't like people judging me. I like being thought of as, the Jamie that everybody loves, Jamie with the flowers, and the Jamie running through the fields looking for mushrooms, and the Jamie who's got, her heart in her name, and, all the love stuff, But there is a side of me that, is kind of depressed and upset over all this stuff that's going on. I want control of my own body, guys. Hey, Cole. Yeah, I've been back. This is my second time back now. I'm trying to make a comeback now. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there, and I'm taking my meds right and doing everything I'm supposed to do and eating well, and I figured it's about time to come back, and I miss everything. I miss being on here, and I miss being on Region Free, and I miss talking with everybody. And I know that I'm going to see everybody in a couple weeks when I go down to Scarefest. Guys, I'm going to Scarefest in less than 2 weeks. I'm so excited. I've never been to a horror con in my life. I have no idea what to expect, but I am super excited. I'm very excited to meet everybody that's going down there too. I don't know how many people are going for sure, but I know that a certain few are going to be there that I'm definitely looking forward to meeting. And it's very exciting. I'm going to wait in Dee Wallace's line and get my Howling Steelbook signed by her. And that was my choice because Dana Ashbrook canceled. So I can't get my Twin Peaks stuff signed by him. So I guess I'm kind of stuck. But that's okay. Maybe when I walk around on Sunday, I'll be able to, get in somebody's line for a little cheaper and get a few more autographs. We'll see. I don't know how it all works. I'm a newbie. But it's going to be fun. My husband and I are taking 2 days to drive down, 3 days there, 2 days to drive up. And we're going to stop at some caves and the Serpent Mound in Ohio and a whole bunch of other stuff on the way. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. We hardly ever get away like this. So usually it's for something for his work. So for us to go on an actual vacation that doesn't include that is new and exciting. And I'm excited about that. Me? I don't know what's billions of years old. I feel billions of years old. Must have been terrifying, Jamie. So something happened to you. My grandma's mother died giving birth to her, and it's always been painful for her, even though we try to remind her it's not her fault. You know that movie, 21 Grams? Naomi Watts has the exact thing happen to her in that movie that happened to me. And every time I see it, I burst into tears. Because it could have ended up that I could have ended up there where I passed instead of being okay. That was terrifying for me. So every time I watch that, I feel it. I feel it. It's scary. Yes, I have my bachelor's degree in political science and I minored in psychology. I actually found the psych classes way more interesting. Me too. I like the psych classes a lot. And my psych professor, I'm still friends with him. He was a great guy. He was my college advisor as well. And he writes comic books now. He makes comic books now, which I find very interesting. His class was awesome too, because every day we go in and he'd ask a question of the day. And sometimes it was stuff like, what's your favorite food? Simple stuff. But a lot of times it was stuff like, what's the worst way to die? And my friend Kyle used to have the most creative answers to things. Like everybody in the class, when he asked that question, is going like, yeah, dying in a fire, drowning, suffocating, being, murdered, all this stuff. And it gets to him and he's like, getting kicked to death by 3 dudes, which I thought was freaking hilarious. And I think he was high. So that was super funny. Oh man, thinking back to the 90s in college. Holy crap, that was fun. I know. Best decade of my life. I had so much fun in my 20s, guys. I don't regret a darn thing. I don't regret a darn thing throughout my entire 20s. Not a thing. I had so much fun. One of the most ridiculous things the government imposes is that a woman can't accept money for a sex act, but it's okay if she does it for free. That's crazy. It is. I'm all for whatever a woman wants to do with her own body is fine. If she wants to go out there and she wants to sell her body for sex, I don't see anything wrong with it. Personally, me, I couldn't personally do that myself because I feel, like I'm normal, like housewife kind of material, and I've never been like an exhibitionist. I've never been one who like to, dress in tight clothes and show off her body or anything like that. So for me personally, I would never be able to do a job like that. But the people that are out there doing those jobs, I have to give them the credit because they are fulfilling a service that is required, that is wanted. So like strippers and stuff, be nicer to them. Be nicer to them. Be nicer to sex workers, people. They're people too. I have relatives who are far right, and so anytime I try to argue their points, I always get called a beta. It's pretty sad, actually, what conservative media has done to them. I know I have the same problem, certain people in my family. It's hard because, especially with older people, because for some reason they like to watch that particular station, and that is the station that puts it in their head. And unfortunately, here's the thing. I don't know what you guys know about hypnotizing people, but you know how news shows always have like the backgrounds with something slow moving in the background, maybe like a globe in the background or some other kind of slow moving thing going on. And then they got the ticker at the bottom. Those moving things will put your mind into a particular state. Also, when you're watching television, your brain goes into a different state of mind. Your brain waves change to beta waves. That makes you in a highly suggestible that makes you highly suggestible. Now, it doesn't work on everybody. There are people that are not hypnotizable. I happen to be one of those people. And I know this for a fact because when I was in college, we brought a hypnotist into the school and I was not able to be hypnotized. You can't, I'm too strong-willed. I have too much will to be able to hypnotize me or to fool me in any way. Some people up there might have been faking it, but I don't know because some of them did some pretty weird things that I wouldn't think that they would do. So I don't know, but I truly believe that it is possible, that those things moving all the time on the screen is giving you a particular brain wave, and it's filling, once your brain gets in that state, it can fill your mind full of things and it will stick with you. And that's unfortunate because it's almost like it stops you from thinking for yourself, which I don't listen to the news stations. I don't care about the news stations. I literally don't ever watch the news anymore. I haven't in a long time. Sometimes every once in a while I might watch the Young Turks, but that's rare. And I just get all my information I get through watching C-SPAN and checking out what's actually going on in the government at all times. That's how I get my information. I don't really need to watch the news to get any information, so I don't. And that might be a huge difference. But unfortunately, a lot of people are watching the news thinking they're being fed truth. And that's just not the case anymore. That's just not the case anymore. They fell asleep on the job, guys. They really did. The two sides thing seems pretty limited. I'm not exactly thrilled with the political options here, but at least there's more than two. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people want a third party, but that's dangerous and bad because a lot of times the third party ends up going one side or the other anyway. Like with the independents, they always caucus with the Democrats. And there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because literally the independents, more often than not, will vote Democrat. And that's why. So to be honest, in truth, in theory, no matter what you do, no matter what part of your life it's about, no matter what you do, every decision that you ever make is going to boil down to binary decision, one or two, because you're always going to eliminate the third. So to me, it doesn't, the only thing that works is a two-party system. Third party will just take votes away from one party or possibly, I think it skews the vote, basically. People complain about the Electoral College too. I get that. I get why you complain about it, but do you understand why we have it? Do you understand how it works? Because I don't think a lot of people do. And when people start talking about getting rid of the Electoral College, I start to go, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that because it's not going to be fair that way. I see it as that's how it makes it fair. Each state, I mean, you can't take a state like Texas that's humongous with all of those people and give them more power than something like Delaware. You can't do that. You can't let a state that is that densely populated with that many people go against a state that won't have as many. That'll make that state not matter. You can't do that. That's why the Electoral College is important, and that's why we use it. Because if you don't do it that way, one vote is one vote. It doesn't work. It's going to make it so that it's not fair. So when people don't understand it, I understand that, but I see it from a different point of view. Have you or your husband or your son ever gotten into MMO games? What is an MMO game? I don't know what it is. Maybe. Chances are my husband, no. Maybe though. He used to play a lot of like Diablo and stuff like that on the computer, and he really likes Left 4 Dead. My son, he plays too many things to list. So I don't want to pay taxes. I want everything I like for free. I wish that were, that's funny because I don't mind paying taxes. I understand the reason for taxes. I don't care. I don't care that I have to pay taxes. It makes sense to me that I have to help fund roads to drive on. It makes sense to me that I have to help fund, street lights, traffic lights, any other public service that we all use on a daily basis. These are what we pay our taxes for, to fix these things, to keep these things running. So to me, I don't care. I don't mind. I'll pay the taxes if it helps out, if it keeps things running. It's horrible, Jamie. We actually found out last week that her cousin got drafted. Oh my God. He's got equipment that doesn't work, armor that's not up to date. He's basically being sent as cannon fodder. God, that's terrible. That is terrible and tragic and terrifying. Holy moly. I love political. Jamie would make an awesome new show for the channel. I have considered it. And there was a time where I wasn't part of the Twin Peaks community and I wasn't part of the horror community. And I was just on here to watch politics stuff. And that's what I was into. And I was really like big time into the Majority Report. I used to love that, watching Sam Cedar, and people got to know me in that chat. I don't think if I went in there today, anybody would be the same in there and know me anymore. But as of last year, there were some people in there that still recognized me when I came in. But I kind of went there for sanity when Trump won because I couldn't believe it. Actually, I did believe it because I knew it was going to happen. I'm not an idiot. I'm not so stupid as to think that what the rest of the dumbass Democrats were thinking was that he was not going to be able to win because he was who he was. Are you kidding me? That's why he won. And we all know that now, don't we? That's the reason why. So I was depressed and I was looking for comfort. And so Majority Report kind of made me feel, better because I had people who all were kind of agreeing with me there and weren't making me feel bad about my opinions on things. I'm just glad that my father did not live to see the day that Trump became president because it would have broke him. It would have broke him. Staunch Democrat, and he hated Trump. I wish you could too, Zombie. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. I've never done anything like this before. I'm really excited. And mostly because, not just because I'm going to get to go there and I'm going to shop and I'm going to see all the neat things. I'm going to go to the film festivals and all the things. That's all irrelevant to me. I am so excited about meeting all the people that I've been seeing on here for years now that I've never gotten to, say hi to. And I'm looking forward to, if people don't want to hug me, I get it. I understand we're in COVID era and, hugging is risky, but I am a hugger. And if I come up, I might want to hug you, just warning y'all, because that's just kind of how I do it. That's how I greet people. So, but if you're uncomfortable with that, I will back off. Just shake my hand or something. But I do like to hug. So all you people out there that are, coming to Scarefest too, I know, expect me to come up and give you a hug if I see you or when I see you. And please remember, I'm bringing a t-shirt for everyone to sign. I want to make sure I get all the signatures. When you said something slow and move hand in front, slowed down screen, almost froze. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I'm getting a low signal. I've got 2 other people in this house running their computers as well and probably running it off of the line. So it might not be as quick as fast as it should be. Secular Talk. Yeah. I've heard of that channel. I don't think I've ever watched it though. Ever listen to news from Australia about US pay? No, no, I don't. I really don't watch news. It's rare. I will only watch a news clip. And even if I watch those, they're rare and few and far between. I was addicted to watching MSNBC, Bill Maher, and CNN for, 2 decades. And I gave up. Because people can say all they want that MSNBC is a left-wing channel, but that's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why. I wouldn't watch MSNBC anymore because Joe Scarborough was giving Trump a platform to speak from every goddamn morning throughout 2014 and 2015. And I couldn't take it. I was so agitated that he was giving him a platform to speak from. And I knew he was dangerous and I didn't want anything to do with that. So I got really upset because I was like, well, they're selling out. They're selling out because they're putting Trump on here. They don't seem to realize the threat. So I stopped watching news altogether. I can't watch it if they're gonna make it worse, which I thought they were. So I literally quit watching MSNBC because they were showing a right-wing person, giving a right-wing person, a dangerous right-wing person, a platform to speak from every day for 2 years. So if that tells you anything, I don't believe that they're one-sided over there like everyone else does. Do you think that the U.S. would benefit from a parliamentary system? We have 9 to 10 major political parties who have a good chance. I don't think so. I've seen some of your stuff over there. I've watched some parliament, arguments. Man, are they vicious with each other sometimes. I mean, it could work, but I think that's just going to cause more strife and more arguments. And honestly, I know a lot of people don't understand it, but look, I'm a David Lynch fan. And what does David Lynch believe in? He believes in duality. I'm attracted to that. I'm attracted to duality, meaning everything is like a yin yang. There's black, there's white, there's no gray. There's a little bit of white in the black, there's a little bit of black in the white. And that's it. I see everything is boiling down to 2, whether it be logical because of math or logical because of the laws of probability or whatever. I just truly believe that no matter what we do, we end up with a binary choice because we end up picking between one thing or another. And I've explained this to my husband 1,000 times. He doesn't like it when I say that. Massive multiplayer. Yes, my son does play that. My husband doesn't, but my son plays stuff like that. He's big into Destiny and a few other things. I do not play any co-op games. I don't play any multiplayer games. I've never played with a group of people. The only people I've ever spoke to through my microphone on my PlayStation is my brothers, and that's just to pick on them. So that's it. I can't say I know what's better for the U.S., but being locked into this binary thinking has 2 created extremes who despise each other and can't. That's not what I believe happened, though. I don't believe that it was caused by that. I don't believe that's caused by the binary system. I believe it's caused by people with an agenda who are using media as an evil means to their ends. I don't see it as the binary choice being the problem at all. I think that the problem is the media messing up everybody's minds and telling them what to think instead of them figuring out what to think for themselves, trying to tell them what's right from wrong when they don't really know right from wrong properly, and they're doing it for their own selfish reasons. It's just wrong. I blame the media for most of everything. It's practically like having 2 different versions of the same country. It is, but there's a reason for that. And it isn't because of binary choice, because we had binary choice before and there was not these problems. Think about it. When did these problems begin? Think about it. They weren't beginning there was problems in the 80s. There's problems in the 70s. There's problems in the 60s. But the integrity for government was still there. The integrity for each other's jobs and for what's the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things was still there. People still cared and had integrity that were running the show. That's lacking these days. And unfortunately, in the 80s, Reagan changed the laws so that, the news stations did not have to tell the truth anymore. They didn't have to. And then in 96, Clinton changed it so that news stations didn't have to call themselves, what was the word? How did he put it? My brain just went blank, you guys. Sorry about that. I'm starting to get tired. I've been on here for well over 3 hours now. Basically, I can't remember what I was saying. Basically, I blame the media. I blame the media. I blame the media for having an agenda, which they should not. The media's job is to watchdog the people with agendas, and instead they've developed their own agenda. Not every station. I don't think it's every station. And I think the other stations were too gullible and naive to see. And I think everybody was too gullible and naive to see. And some are still. Are you into Bill Maher, and did he fall out of favor with you? Like a lot of people. I'm into, but he didn't fall out of favor with me. The people that are against Bill Maher, they're whiners. They like to whine. They're whining. He even said it too. I mean, I see Bill Maher as more of a centrist. I don't even see him as a left winger, really. I see him as a centrist. And for everyone to get mad at him for what he says, it's just stupid. As a matter of fact, I've never even heard him say anything that nothing he said has ever made me mad. There's been stuff that he said that I disagreed with, and I do wish that back in the early days of his show, he would have paid more attention to what was really going on out there, and maybe not given some people a platform that he did. But his show does combine all different kinds of schools of thought. So I did like that show quite a bit. Yeah, he fell out of favor with quite a few people, but I don't understand why, because I honestly don't have a problem with Bill Maher. I think he's funny, and I think he's intelligent, and I think he has things to say, and I like that he gives, the government a little bit of a hard time. Somebody should. They gave him a platform because it equals ratings and money, and that's all they gave. Yes, but now he regrets it. You know this, right? I've watched clips of Joe Scarborough a couple times in the last couple weeks, most because I'm paying attention to the trial with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, and he literally said that he feels guilty. He knows that he did that he was wrong in doing that, and that he regrets it. He says he regrets it because he never thought that things would get to the point where they are. But I think that's just naive. I saw this coming in 2008, and I am very upset that it got to this point. I knew this was coming. The Tea Party, I thought they were the crazy ones, but even the people out there now make the Tea Party look tame. So, Prime Minister's questions is so much fun. The way they lay into each other is hilarious. It is. My favorite line was this one old guy with a monocle who said, "You, sir, are a precious popinjay." I don't know what popinjay is, but I imagine it's quite the insult. I think you guys have it more together over there. Now, remember though, you guys are small, okay? People don't realize the vastness of the United States. It's huge, huge. You can fit like 3 Britons in Texas. You know, it's huge. And that is a huge problem. It makes it hard to regulate everything. It makes it, that's why we have the things, you know, states' rights and things broke up into states, because that way it's easier to manage the country. But at the same time, it also causes a little bit of strife. So I don't know. I honestly have, my goal ever since I was young was always thinking that I would rather that the whole country be under one federal government. And I'm not really a states' rights person, although I do now have a little bit more respect for states' rights than I did, mostly because I can see differences now. But when I was younger, I wanted everything under one government, but that was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, even. Binary choice has to be anti-transgender. No, I mean, that's not what the kind of binary choice I'm talking about, even though I have feelings about that too, and I'm not going to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them because that's another thing that I'll get in trouble for. So I'm not going to talk about them. I don't want anybody getting upset with me. The media's agenda is making money. That's it. I get you, but I don't know. I don't think so. Cause I don't think that Fox has that agenda. I think Fox has a control agenda. I don't think they care about money. Why would they care about money? They have money. They have tons of money. They care about power. This is a power struggle now, guys. We're over the money thing. That was years ago. We're over the money thing. Trust me. These people have more money than God. They don't need it. It isn't about money anymore. And even just last week, some guy even admitted it. He said it's about the power. We want the power. He's a Republican. He said straight up, right at a rally, we want the power. It's all about power. Hi, Tatum. How are you doing? Yeah, I've been on for like 3.5 hours. So, you know, I've been here for a while. You can just rewind it and watch from the beginning if you want, if you came in here to watch the Twin Peaks stuff. I like Bill Maher. He's what people used to be like when it came to politics. People now get too crazy if anyone disagrees with them. That's what I'm saying. It caused me to go quiet, to go mute. I went mute for a long, long time because I didn't feel comfortable expressing my opinions out there in the public, because I felt like if I did, then people would not like me anymore. They would not want to be around me or want to be my friend. That's how I felt about it. So I very seldom talk about politics with people. It's a rarity. The fact that I'm doing it today, I'm being extremely brave, because this is something I told myself I was not ever going to do on my channel, was discuss my political opinions, because I don't want anyone to get mad at me for them. I don't want anyone to dislike me for them. I try to put up with everybody else's opinions, and I don't dislike them for them. And it's funny how I worry that somebody will turn that around on me. But that's only because I've experienced it. I wouldn't think that way if I hadn't experienced it before. So when I talk about politics, I'm being super brave, because it really is something that I feel very scared about talking about in public. Not because I think I'm going to get canceled or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, I want the people that I like and that I care about, who may have differences in opinions, to me, I want them to still like me and respect me, even if we don't agree politically. And I know I've listened to a lot of people on the other side saying a lot of things that have kind of hurt my feelings before, you know, and I've had to keep my mouth quiet because, you know, I mean, I can't really go out there and say a whole lot. I can't really say a whole lot. I'm not mean. I don't want to go out there and tell somebody I don't like you because you said this and that. I don't even want to not like somebody because they said this and that. I just want to get along with everybody. Oh, God. And I hate Disney just as much. I am so anti-Disney, guys. I am anti-Disney. I think they are horrible. I really don't like them. We have the main British government, which covers England, and then Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland have certain powers for more local laws. But then you've got the whole Irish debate, which is a whole other thing. Yes, you guys are spirited, but I like that. I like that. I like that you guys are spirited over there. I mean, I am only 2 generations away from being over there. My grandma came over here. My great grandma came over here from Lochleven, Scotland. And she definitely was spirited. She was spirited. She wrote an entire manifesto, not a manifesto, but a memory, I guess, of what happened to her on Ellis Island and how she was stuck there for 2 weeks. And it was really interesting to read. I don't know what happened to that. My aunt probably has it somewhere, but that's something I should show you guys sometime. The people who have more money than God are the ones who are the most depraved when it comes to accumulating more money. Money equals power, more money, more power. Yeah, but to be honest though, is it really more money, more power? Because I really don't see it that way. They can believe that all they want, but that isn't really why they have power. It's their words. It's words that have power, not money. Money has power to an extent, but once you have a certain amount, anything you get over that amount isn't going to matter, even if they want it. And it's true. If I don't know if you've ever looked up the Monopoly experiment before, but the Monopoly experiment proves that people who with advantages turn out more greedy. They actually gave certain people more property, more advantages in the game, and those people tended to cheat. They tended to cheat, and the people with the less advantages didn't cheat. What does that tell you? You know, I rarely talk about politics, but there are only 5 of us here, and it looks like we are all reasonable people, unlike the coffee time folks. Oh, I just the whole thing with, I feel bad because I can't watch if he's going to be on it. I cannot deal with delusion. I can handle a lot of things. I have a really high tolerance, but delusion, and not just delusion, but narcissistic delusion, where the only thing that matters is what you think, what you're talking about, and nobody else in the panel matters or anybody in the chat matters. I was so offended when I was in there, I don't know, beginning of last week, and James had Mandela Man on, and I was trying to steer the conversation to something more logical, because you know how things can get out of control. And no, I'm not on the show anymore, so I'm not there to try to control things and steer things in a more, common direction. But in the chat, I try to sometimes. And what I said was, hey, James, have you seen Pearl yet? And he starts to mention it. And Mandela Man goes, I don't give a crap about Pearl or X or none of that. I don't care. I could care less. What did it matter what he thought? I don't give a crap what he thinks about it. I wasn't asking him. I addressed James. So I was really offended by that. And I got upset and left. And I haven't been back in there since, because I'm offended. I'm offended that he even takes up that space. I'm offended that that man gets to have any say in anything at all. I don't like what he says. I don't like that he won't admit that he just doesn't know how to spell words, and that he doesn't admit that when he's just wrong about something. Instead, he has to turn it into, I'm slipping realities. Guys, I mean, I tend to be a flighty, heady kind of person, believing in a lot of like crazy stuff, ghosts and karma and all that. But I would never believe that I'm slipping realities because I spelled something wrong, or I misspelled, or I thought something was spelled different, or because I thought something in a movie was different at one time. Everything that he brings up, I can prove wrong. And he got mad at me. I guarantee he doesn't like me either because of the whole Snow White thing. He didn't want to admit that Snow White, had the song 2 different ways in there. I purposely went and got the movie. I watched the movie. I really enjoyed that, by the way. I hadn't seen Snow White in years, and it was fantastic. But I looked for it. I had the thing, the caption on. I looked for the right captions. I took pictures. I sent them to, James, which James sent them to Mandela Man, and Mandela Man wanted nothing to do with it. Nothing. To the point where Voltaire even said to him, she did the research and you're not even gonna look at it. I can't be friends with somebody who doesn't see the world for what it really is. He's insane. James finds wacky people, but this guy's beyond any of the other crazy people he's ever had on. And he's kicked so many other people off. Why does he keep bringing Mandela Man back on? I don't want him on, guys. Anyway, this is true. Bunny does give you the means to have your words heard. But there are other ways. And I truly believe there is an agenda for power. They want to enact their power. That's the only reason they keep doing this, because they think that cracks me up is like, once they do have power, once they win, then where do they go from there? That's what scares me, because if they win, I have fear for where we go next. I do. I fear for where we go next from there. I remember you saying your grandmother was Scottish, Jamie. I've actually been to that area a few times for holidays, and it's really nice. I would love to go to Scotland one day and see Dunalister Castle, because that's the castle that was my family's, and see the burial ground over there. And technically I probably could be buried over there. I won't be, but I technically maybe could. I'd like to join the clan. It's just that they're weird about, women joining the clan, I think they feel it's more of a patriarchy. That's okay. I get it. I grew up being taught these things, so I get it. Your grandma sounds like she had an amazing life. Just the trip across the ocean is epic enough for a small chapter in what she must have written. Did she ever talk about Scotland? I love the sight of Scott. Yes. She had books, tons of books, history books. I know the whole history of my family over there. The hard part is that my family's clan claims to be descendant from Duncan and Macbeth, which is scary. And also from Mary Queen of Scots. That one is pretty much proven. I am descended from her. That is a fact. Also, my family, someone in my family caught the assassin or an attempted assassinator for King. It's either James or King Charles. I'm not sure which one it was, but because of that, our family crest was changed. And it had a man in chains laying at the ground of a crown, and then a hand holding the crown up. You can look it up. It's clan. You probably have to put in Robertson, because me trying to spell the Gaelic McDonaghy to you, it would be just too much. So if you want to look up my family's history, it is on Wikipedia. So you'd have to look up Robertson. Yes. I could be related to Lucy. For you Twin Peaks people. Coffee time was good when it was you, Josh, Voltaire, and James. Mandela and this guy, Johnny, whatever. Sounds like a bunch of weirdos taking over each other, talking over. I know! What is with them talking over each other? It's so annoying, and I feel bad, almost like I did it. Like it was my fault. I feel like it's my fault. And I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad about it. I really wish that things could go back to the way they were, but they never probably will. So it was fun though back in the day when it was just the four of us. I thought that was a really good dynamic. I agree with you wholeheartedly. In Glasgow, which is our big city, they actually used it as Philadelphia for the opening zombie chase in World War Z. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Edinburgh is the capital and is more of a tourist hub, but we've also got place. I missed something there, or you missed something there. Places like Aberdeen, Dundee, etc. Highly recommend a visit for anyone who's just interested. If you can get me on a plane for long enough, I can get over there, but that's difficult because I hate to fly. I mean, I hate it. I hate to fly. So in order to get me on a plane, you have to knock me out like B.A. Baracus. I'm not into flying. I also like when that quiet guy Ben was on in the Killybrick days. Those were funny streams. Yeah, I like Ben a lot. Him and I are good friends, actually. I'm hoping someday he'll come to America and he can come see me. Because him and I became really good friends. So we talk like daily. He just got back from Cyprus. Interesting, Jamie, because Trump's mom was from the Isle of Lewis, which is an island way up north of Scotland. He has relatives who still live there, and they're just normal folk. I believe that. It's what he was corrupted by this place, because this place, and by having a bad father. I just don't think he's had the best influences in his life. I mean, the guy thinks that he can just go grab any woman that he wants by where, and it's going to get him what he wants. But if he did that to me, he'd get uppercutted to the fucking nose. So I don't know what he's talking about. If he were to come up and grab me, he'd be hurting. It would hurt. He'd hurt. I don't mess around. Oh, sorry. I'm obviously biased, but I truly believe Scotland is the most romantic and beautiful country in the world. Bagpipes always get me teary-eyed whenever I'm abroad and reminding me of home. I think it's probably the most beautiful. It has some of the most beautiful landscape in anywhere of the world. And someday I really do want to get over there. My cousin was just over there, and I'm really jealous. And my aunt was over there like in the 80s, and I was jealous of that. And I always thought maybe someday I might get over there. And I do. That's on my bucket list. I really do want to go over there someday. Get the fuck out of here with saying it's your fault. That's crap. It's one person's fault and only one person. I don't know. I can't say it's that. I can't say it's all one person's fault, because I think that it was a combination of a lot of things. I was reading things wrong and I was getting offended and they weren't understanding that, their high tea talk and stuff was like intimidating me and making me feel alienated. It made me feel like, well, if they're so big on high tea, they must really hate me because I don't have any tea. So I kind of felt like it was stressing. It was stressing for me. And that was one of the big reasons. And then there was some bullying going on. And I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it because that's all done and over and in the past. But there was some bullying going on that I got exhausted. It was exhaustion. And I was going through my illness and it was just beginning. And I was super tired all the time. And certain people were getting on me about drinking Mountain Dew. And I'm sorry, but I don't have very many vices. And I was feeling very ill and tired all the time then and getting a lot of headaches. And I wanted the caffeine. And I got very upset that I was being judged about this Mountain Dew. So I'm sure you all, if you were there that day, you remember what happened. And that was kind of the beginning of it. And then after that, it just went down from there. And no, by no means did I leave that show because I was looking for something better and going to a bigger show. It had nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, I didn't even look at it like that at all, because the way I saw it, I was leaving and I was going to talk horror with people who like horror. And because of that, it had nothing to do with, it was just me wanting to go talk horror movies with people. That's the same reason I went on Coffee Time. I wanted to go Coffee Time so I could talk Twin Peaks to people. It was never about getting famous or talking to famous people or doing any, it had never, I've never been the type to seek fame. So for people to say that is just plain wrong. I was not seeking out greener pastures. I was going to stay on both shows. I really was. It just didn't work out that way. Team shout out. When the next Jamie on Region Free or a singing video? I don't know. I'm now Region Free. I don't know if there's going to be one this month. I assume there is. But I don't know right now. Excuse me. I'm going to meet up with everybody at Screamfest. And so that's kind of taking precedence over everything else at the moment. So I haven't really seen anything that I can go on Region Free and talk about. And I know they've been watching a lot of recent stuff that I have not been watching. I don't like to go on Region Free unless I actually have something to talk about. I don't like to just show up there without any subject. I like to have something to discuss. So I don't usually get on or go on unless I actually have something to talk about. Like, you can damn well bet I'm going to be on when we're talking Halloween Ends. There is no way I'm going to miss that show, because Halloween Ends, I am so excited for Halloween Ends, guys. I cannot wait. I can't wait. The preview, I watched one trailer and I saw maybe 2 TV spots, and that's all I needed. That's all I needed. I'm stoked. I know I'm going to love it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it. I'm pretty sure. Those people talking shit about Mountain Dew are hypocrites. I can only imagine the garbage they consume and they don't tell us. I know, but I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel happy about being judged. And that caused some tension, you know. I don't want to be judged. Don't judge me. Don't judge me for things that I do. Just, I don't know. I try not to judge anybody else. I try to just, get along with everyone if I can. I mean, I'm not going to get along with everybody. But I think it's pretty obvious that, that I like James. I do. I like James. I think he's a very intelligent man, and he has a lot to talk about. And I like talking to him about Twin Peaks and stuff. So I like James. I have nothing against them guys. I hold no grudges. What happened. It was like, we're moving on 2 years now, right? I haven't been on there for 2 years since, I think my last day was like in September of 2020. So yeah, it's been a while. Do I follow the royal family? I know it's kind of silly in theory, but it really does bring a lot of stability for us. I have nothing against the royals. I actually have a lot of respect for the royals and for the process. probably because I grew up being told my whole life that we come from there, and that we are descended from Mary Queen of Scots. What got us messed up was after that. See, we became Jacobites, and because of that, my family lost a lot of credit and clout and money and land and all that stuff. So I don't know what happened with my family in the more recent, like 200-year span, but I do know that we are definitely descended from them. That's why it was such a big deal when we lost the Queen last month. I agree. I feel bad for you guys. When Princess Diana died, I was devastated by that. She, to me, was a hero. Not because she was a princess, because she was a princess doing what she was doing. She was out there and she was doing charity work, and she was out there in the public eye, and she was being the face of the royal family, and they didn't respect her for that. And I did not like that. But I definitely have a lot of respect for the royal family and the royal traditions, and I understand them, and I have nothing against them. I don't. I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people like the younger generation are talking about wanting it changed. That to me is almost the same as saying you want to change the Electoral College. I don't know if it's necessary. So they don't have enough power. They don't have enough power. I don't think the Queen has enough power for it to be bothersome. Hey, Brian, how you doing? You're coming in at like almost we're going on. I'm heading towards 4 hours now. I did my little Queen of Hearts watch along in the beginning, and then since then I've been kind of talking politics, and that's not a usual thing for me. Not a usual thing at all. But I don't know. I just felt like bitching today. I've been under a bitch fest. Is Halloween Ends streaming the same day? I don't know. I don't check that stuff because I'm not going to watch it on stream. I'm going to the theater. It is tradition. It is tradition. The only Halloween movie that I've ever not seen on the big screen is Halloween 2. Every other one I've seen on a big screen, and it's tradition. I have to go to the theater. So if it's streaming, I wouldn't even know. As a matter of fact, I don't want to stream anything that goes to the theater. If it goes to the theater, I'd much rather go there. In this crazy world we live in, the Queen was still someone who was a symbol of normality. And it feels like death is just another destabilizing event on the country and the world, I think. Yeah, I do think it had a deep impact on a lot of people. I thought she was very funny when I saw this little like documentary kind of thing on YouTube here about her, and it was talking about how she liked to tell jokes, and I thought it was quite funny. Her little jokes were quite amusing. She had quite the personality. That's another thing. I have a lot of respect for her because she did bring, even though she didn't bring it far enough for some people, she did bring the system into the future some. She had a more liberal way of thinking. So I kind of like that about her. I know you don't hold grudges, but that Voltaire seems to hold a grudge. I don't know what the hell his problem is. Do you or say anything directly to him to piss him off or something? No, I don't think he has any issues with me now. I think he might have before. I think that was also exasperated by certain bullying that was happening. I don't know if everything that was being said behind my back was, fair and legit. So, but it doesn't matter to me. I hope Voltaire knows that, I do adore him. I do. As a matter of fact, out of all the people on the show, he makes me laugh the most. I love it when he does his little accent and he does, what a thing to happen. It's so funny. It cracks me up. And he literally has always been, to me, the funniest person on the show. I really do think he's hilarious. Diana came to my primary school. I got to shake her hand. That's awesome. I would have loved that. I would have loved that. Hi, Michael. How you doing? Oh, gosh, there's 11 people in here, and I've been going like for 4 hours. 11's my lucky number. Thanks, Brian. I'll be back a lot more now. I'll be back into this a lot more. Especially because it's October. I'm going to Scarefest soon, so I'm going to be doing some streaming from there, hopefully. I'm also going to be making videos while I'm there and posting it up as much as I can, as much as they'll let me film in there. I don't know what the filming process is in the horror cons, so I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm glad to be back. It was horrible what happened to the Jacobites. If you read the story of the Glencoe massacre, it's very harrowing. Yeah, I know. Yes. My grandma used to have a book, and she'd sit me down and she'd tell me all about, the leader of the Klan and all about the wars we fought in and the people we fought with. My great grandma. My granddad didn't talk about that stuff so much. My dad did, though. My dad told me all the stories that he learned from his grandma, and but my granddad was a little more reserved about his past, and he was 2 when they came over here, so he never really knew Scotland. But he knew a lot about it, and he still spoke with a Scottish accent. He used to talk to my Gigi in a Scottish accent all the time. I actually thought it was so normal, for that Scottish accent to be prevalent. My friends would come over and they'd be like, why does your grandma talk like that? Well, she's from Scotland. So it's funny because every time my grandfather would be watching golf or something or football on TV and he wouldn't be paying attention to her if she was trying to pour him some tea, she would take the teapot and she'd stick it right on his face. It's just, she was funny. She smacked me across my face one time when I was 11 for doing a split because I was showing her what I was learning in dance class, and she was old school, like I'm talking like 1800s old school, and she didn't get it. So she was not happy with me, and my granddad had to put a stop to it. He's like, no, that's her dancing. She's learning that in dance class. And I had no idea. He tried to warn me before I did it, but it was too late. I was already doing it in the process of it. So yeah, it was an experience growing up with a Scottish grandmother from the old country. The princess was the second princess in my childhood. First was Leia. Mine too. Leia. Big time. Star Wars was had a huge effect on me. So guys, I'm exhausted. I've been going for 4 hours all by myself. This is the longest show I've ever done, and I'm quite amazed I was able to do it. I'm pretty impressed with myself right now. I hope I was entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed the watch along. If you missed the watch along, go back and rewind it and go ahead and watch it, because I got to tell you, Queen of Hearts is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece, and it's a shame that it's a fan film and not a real film, because it looks and sounds and seems, the writing is good. It all seems like a real film to me. And for me to even have my voice even in there for just a few seconds means the world to me. The world. I mean, I feel like for even though it's not canon, I feel like now I literally am a part of Twin Peaks. And for me, that has to be the most thrilling thing that I've ever been through, I've ever done. Except for maybe talking to what's her name from Poltergeist, or not Poltergeist, Amityville Horror 2, Diane, Why can't I think of her last name? Talking to her was awesome too, because that was the only famous person that I've ever had a long conversation with. So that was kind of cool. But guys, I really am exhausted. 2-disc edition. Is that a special edition of it? Because I don't even own the disc. I just downloaded the game. They're cool. I got a cool family. They're loud, they're big, they're obnoxious. And I miss them because a lot of them aren't even around here anymore. They all live all over the place now. So, but yeah, my family is crazy and I love them. Yes, it's okay. You can just rewind and go back and rewatch it. It was a good time and it's worth a watch. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching along with the Queen of Hearts movie. Go to Cameron's channel. Check him out. What is wrong with me? I am definitely tired. Obnoxious and Anonymous. Also, go to the Annie Blackburn channel if you want to watch all of Queen of Hearts. He has it in 5 acts, or you can choose to watch the 4-hour cut, which I watched the 4-hour cut the other day and it was fantastic. It was so good. So go check it out. Give him a like, give him a comment, because he did good and he deserves it. Okay. Bye, guys. See you next time.